Good evening, jammers, and welcome to the Jams and Cocktails Live podcast. I'm your host, Brad Brock, and we've got a fun show for you tonight. Hanging with us in the lounge this evening is local dance jam band Aerouant.
Hello.
Now, correct me if I didn't get that right. Is Aerouant?
It's Aerouant. Like your aunt.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Celtic for dragon.
Ah, yes.
Arrow flying aunt lizard, and it's, that's what they used to actually call dragons.
All right.
I thought for sure some death metal band from Europe would have took up dragon, but
they didn't.
Nope.
To your benefit, I think.
Yes.
Aerouant, I love it. We'll talk more about that too because I have some questions. But also here in the lounge tonight, as always, is my partner in crime, the amazing Miss Jordan Taylor. All right, you guys. While we get to know the guys from Aerouant tonight, we'll also take a peek at some entertainment headlines in the Jordy Files. We'll play a round of Name That Tune with our live viewers. You'll get your midweek motivation, and of course, we'll be putting one of the members of Aerouant on the hot seat for the Inside The Lipton Tea interview. Oh no! Yeah, you don't know about that. All right, I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in live with us tonight on Facebook and YouTube, and thanks to those of you watching later on the Jams and Cocktails Roku channel, or listening on your favorite podcast platform like the iHeartRadio app. Wherever you're checking out the show, please subscribe, follow, and like what we do. I guess we should go ahead and get this evening underway with our fiery shot of the week. Shot. Tonight's shot of the week is named after our guests this evening, which JD just mentioned here just a minute ago. It's the Dragon's Fire shot, and I have to admit when I mentioned this, everybody groaned, including me. So it's very simple. For better or for worse, you pour about 3/4 of the shot glass with Sambuca, and you layer on some Fireball. Then you feel the burn. And
turn medieval in the process.
So let's see here. There we go. We're all in the camera here. Here it is. I got it layered pretty good, Jordan, considering a couple weeks ago we had a really bad time layering shots.
It didn't separate either.
No.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I think that's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of concerning.
Yeah. Well, cheers, you guys. Thanks for being here. Cheers to all of you tuning in with us.
Cheers.
Not bad, but tastes like black jelly bean.
Yeah, it tastes like black licorice.
Oh, now,
the worst jelly bean.
I like black jelly beans.
So does my son. It's like he's like, give them to me.
So I don't know, man. I like Sambuca. I'm not a huge Fireball fan. To me,
it's like the worst mouthwash you've ever had in your life.
And let's be honest, they've been sitting here for a minute, so they were nice and chilled when I poured them. But I was like a half an hour ago. But
wow.
I liked it. I don't know.
Okay, now what is Sambuca? Is it just a liqueur?
I think it's a liqueur.
It's a liqueur, yeah.
Okay. Like black licorice liqueur.
The thing is, I don't know.
I know.
I don't know if it's black licorice.
But a lot of people like black licorice, so.
You might want to. I mean, you have a computer there. Look it up.
They wouldn't still be selling it if people weren't buying it.
That's the truth.
They pull stuff off them shelves all right as soon as it ain't selling.
It is a liqueur. I think that's my first time ever having that, and
I think
probably
it's
my
Romanian.
last. Yeah.
Probably. Well, I hope not, because we got a whole thing of it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we got to drink it all. It's taking up room. Anyway,
look up aged Sambuca.
There you go.
Oh.
If you like trying new recipes and are ready to drink by midweek like we are, join us each Wednesday night for our Shot of the Week. You can visit jncpodcast.com and click on the Shot of the Week link to see what we're planning and get everything that you need delivered to your door through our friends at Drizzly. That's right. All right, you guys.
Oh, it says that it has a high sugar content.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
I can't imagine why.
I don't feel that at all. Sorry.
All right, you guys, we're going to jump right into the show. These guys have been lighting up the Treasure Coast music scene independently for ages, and now they've joined forces to put together this eclectic jam band combining classic tunes, deep cuts, current top 40 hits, and great original tunes. Please welcome again to the show, Aerouant.
Where did that go just now?
We're on video? Wait, you told me this was just sound. No.
Don't. It's like a voyeuring. You know, it's like a voyeur. So just don't even worry about the cameras.
Those are not cameras.
Yeah. Oh man.
Those are all microphones.
Well, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the legendary JNC Lounge version 2.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
Good to finally get to hang with you guys. I've known of and about you for years now. In fact, JD, we actually featured you on one of our shows. I guess it was a couple years ago, right, Jordan? For Veterans Day, and I had reached out to several area musician veterans, and we just kind of want to put together a slideshow of all of our veteran musicians. And you were kind enough to share your story with me and send some photos, and they were great. You were such a strapping young lad.
Yeah, I was. I was.
Still good. It's still good.
It's like David Ross said. After all these years of bright lights and heavy drinking, I still don't need glasses. Still drink straight from the bottle.
There you go.
They're different kind of straps now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, again, you guys, and Eric, thank you so much for reaching out. You are an accomplished musician here on the scene as well.
Thank you.
So many bands. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I guess we'll kick it off with a little bit of history. You kind of gave us a taste of the name Aerouant, but just give us a quick history lesson on that name and why you chose it.
Well, like I said, they didn't hear. I saw that Eric was available, and I jumped on Eric, and our old friend Trey Roberts jumped in with us. He was with Sweet Release with Eric for a long time, and he played with me in Ozone. So that was kind of the tie there also. And
makes it easy.
Yeah, because we literally decided we were gonna have this band, and we were literally playing shows in 37 days.
Yeah, it didn't take us that long. We
like,
gelled pretty well out of the gate.
Yeah, we went like 37 days. We were already touring. Like we never stopped.
Awesome.
Like we almost every weekend at least.
And it couldn't have been easy because that set list is extensive. As I mentioned in the opener, you're doing songs from, The Dead to Harry Styles to Miley Cyrus. It's really just runs the gamut. So to be, just over a month hitting the ground running is far out.
Well, and it was during
awesome.
COVID. So what ended up happening was there was Trey's other band, the guitar player died, and Trey just kind of...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he got COVID too, and we were supposed to play the Terror from On, and we had to get a fill-in with only 45 minutes.
Day of. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I jammed with him for 45 minutes before he played. His name was Jacques. He was awesome, great guy.
Very good, yeah.
But then come October, so we've really only had Marshall since October.
Yeah.
I put out ads and stuff looking for really good accomplished bass players because we wanted to go in the Fish type, jammy type stuff. And we found Marshall, and he calls me up and goes, "Man, I'd really be interested in doing this." And he's this really phenomenal bass player, man.
I know, dude. I'm kind of digging into you guys for a little bit and digging into Marshall, and he's been playing forever.
Yeah.
And has accomplished so much.
He knows everybody. It's really weird. Like you didn't. he mentions bands. You're like, oh, I kind of heard of them, and he knows them very intimately.
See, what's
Crazy.
cool about this band is we have almost like 3 generations. We're each separated by about 10 or 12 years. So we have this big gambit we can draw from, you know what I mean? Because that's what I think the big trick is with music. Like we were talking about before, there's a lot of bands that are all playing the same songs.
Right.
And
right.
it's like I feel like I'm not out there to play for me. I mean, I am. I love playing and I love entertaining. I mean, I live for it. That's the only thing I leave the house for, basically.
Same.
And
groceries.
Yeah, well, my PTSD, from war. I just, I don't like to leave. So it's like, I don't even know how to say it. To find music that the crowd will like, that you'll like to play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because so many people don't get that. They either play what they like or they think they have to play a certain songs that everyone else is playing. It's like there is so much music out there. You can find songs that you can make your own and have fun with and make them dancey like we do with jam. Like I always joke live, we play a little bit of everything and we spread jam on it.
I love that.
And
I love it. You should probably trademark that
T-shirt.
or something, right? Or t-shirt.
Send the envelope to yourself,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
yeah, well,
You do that?
we're getting there because we've got this great guy at graphics.
Yes.
Eric does so much cool stuff. And see, I came up with this spiel live. I hate to even say it because everyone's going to take it. And right now it's kind of...
No, it's trademarked, remember?
Yeah. Okay.
Jordan,
We have this.
take notes.
Okay,
Write
here we
this
go.
down.
I'm not taking notes, but
You get koozies at $1.15 each if you get 300, right? So
Right.
We saved up our tip money until we got it. He makes cool art. So now we rotate the different things he makes onto the koozies. But here's the thing. Don't sell them. Just tell people if they put a tip in to take a koozie that the tips pay for the koozies. You will be surprised how many people I get to literally stand up, come up and put in money. And at that price, for every person that puts in $1, okay, one $5 tip covers like 30 people.
Right.
And usually they put in fives to cover it because they want to help the band. And they were going
Sure.
to tip anyways. It gets people to come up and give a tip. It gets them your koozie. It gets his art out there. It gets our website information. It gets him our name because it is a weird name to spell and stuff.
Right.
You have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Literally.
But it works. Like when I tried it the first time I stumbled on it, I was just like, hey, man, let's try something, guys. Let's just tell them, give them away with a tip. Because we got 300. And they were actually ones that we went with a different company. And we messed up. They're smaller. It's like, oh, these aren't as good. So I was like, well, let's just try to get the money back so we can get some more. And then I thought, let's start using the different art you use from different shows so that they aren't just wasted, because he makes so many cool things. And, we're going through so many shows, they're buried.
It's awesome. Great minds think alike, because I did the same thing. I was like, I'm not going to sell these. I'm going to give them away. But I took it a step further. I took it a step cheaper. I took it a step.
Please tell us.
I took it a step that I do not wish on my worst enemy. I burned my own print screen.
Oh, no, I
right?
do that. I do.
And just bought all these blanks, all these koozies for like 25 cents a piece. So I got a couple hundred of them. Boom. And then spent an afternoon, put some music in my earbuds, and spent an afternoon screen printing 2 sides of these koozies.
How many colors?
One color, for the love of
Okay.
God. And
At least you were smart.
worst day of my life. And then I found a company that the koozies that you guys have there. Same deal. They do it for $1.25. In America,
Yeah.
right out of Texas. And
Yep.
I was like, wow, I would much rather just spend a little bit extra money and save
Have
an
them in
afternoon.
full color, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I just made from his art, and then I'm pretty good at art too. So like sometimes I'll get involved a little bit with them. So we'll do some stuff together, and it always gets really cool because our two ideas will come together and we'll be like, yeah, how can we make sure that this is ours? And we'll talk about it and stuff, and because a lot of stuff, you get basis from other things, and you're like, okay, let's move it around. And I just made a silk screen for T-shirts.
Nice.
So we'll be having just the logo, the round one with the dragon that says Aerouant established.
I love it, and I don't know if I have it here. I do have some koozies. You hooked me up with some cool koozies here. I'll show you guys. So there is their koozies, and I love you guys.
See, that's the one that's smaller. See, the one we got, that's what I got mad about.
Because the logo is a little bit smaller.
It's usually way taller. And see, I'm like, okay,
gotcha.
so we won't use them again. I won't
That's your
mention
favorite color, Jordan.
It is my favorite
You hang on to
color.
that.
I like
You already
that
knew
one.
that.
Yeah.
You guys, I feel like to me, branding is obviously, if you can't look around, it's so important, and especially for bands, but for anybody really that's got a business or anything they're trying to sell, even if it's an image. Just the other day, I was playing at Manatee Island in Fort Pierce, and on the ground, I found an Aerouant guitar pick right here. I did. And I immediately took a
You have
picture
the
of it and I sent it to JD, and I was like, finders keepers.
You guys have your own guitar picks too?
But you know what? That's not because I'm trying to brand. It's because honestly, the guitar stores now, they only sell 12 picks at a time instead of bundles, and it's more expensive to buy them at the guitar store than to get 100 of them made.
Oh,
No
wow.
kidding.
Yes.
Really?
Huh.
Yes.
Oh God.
Is that not how sad of a situation on especially anything, music or ocean water related, boat or music?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the same item could be in the next store over for like 50 cents, but if you buy it in the music store, it's $6.
Yes, exactly. And they got to make their profit margin, I suppose.
Yeah.
I did. I found a great deal. I use Jim Dunlop
Yeah.
nylon picks, and I use a weird gauge, I guess, because the music stores never have them. And I happened upon a deal where I could get like, I don't know, it was like 300 picks for like $20.
Yeah.
And
I used to be able to find those all the time.
I was like, please send that. I haven't bought a single pick in years now. So,
See, I go through almost a pick a set.
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Even the nylons?
Yeah.
You're a
I
beast.
cut them and they get sharp. I found that if I don't change my pick, I'll break a string
No kidding.
because the way I pick for harmonics and stuff with the twist on it,
Oh, they
it
get me.
sharpens it like a knife, and then it'll catch one of the windings, especially on the D string, and pop. Yeah.
No, I have trouble with the D string. I
It's-
wonder if it's my
Look at the
goddamn
end of your
picks.
pick.
At
You-
least it's not the G string.
Oh,
I had to get there. I had to know.
she went there.
Try switching your pick around too sometimes, because that way you can make a pick last twice as long.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Because
That's good. That is
it's
good
muscle
advice.
memory, man. It's muscle memory.
That's good advice. Interesting.
That kind of works for drumsticks, but not really.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's repetition. No, it's a muscle memory. You
Wow.
don't think about hitting your drums. You just
No, you don't.
Do it.
But you can hack up a stick on the
Yeah.
shoulder, and then you have to try to
you
rotate
turn it to try so it don't break.
But then it'll rotate back anyway.
Yeah.
You can't stop that.
Years ago, I would go into venues and I'd see just so many broken drumsticks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what savage was back here just busting sticks on it? Is that a pretty common thing, Eric? Like, is it common to bust sticks up pretty often?
For me, no, not anymore. I definitely went through a period where it did happen a lot, and that's technique.
Yeah.
And
I think it's people who want to hit heavy though, but they
True.
use the thinnest stick they can, so they're faster,
yeah.
Oh, that makes
and that's
sense.
why they break. You know what I mean? If they went to a bigger stick, there's a reason that like John Bonham used
Yeah, I
great
was
big
just
tree
gonna
trunk
say that.
limbs. You know what I mean? Because he hit so hard.
Big 2Bs. you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Marching
fucking
band.
He goes-
broomsticks back
Yes.
there.
He goes out
Yes.
behind the studio and chops a limb off a tree. We got a show, mate.
100%.
I like you made him Australian.
Yeah, my English accent sucks.
But I knew you were going with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We all
yeah.
did.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, it was fine. I just had to. point
No,
that
you're
out.
right. I'm terrible. I shouldn't do it again. So thank you.
Well, I love that, guys. Aerouant, the name, as you mentioned earlier, is dragon from medieval times.
Celtic, just the Celtic
Just
language.
Celtic
yeah.
language.
Like up until Norway, they did. I mean, it was kind of from Ireland all the way up to Norway. It was Aerouant was for dragon.
Right.
So
That's crazy. Do you think dragons really existed back in the day? Because I just read it. This is random. I'm so sorry to throw this off, but I read an article just today, like how rare fossilization is. This is going way. I'm taking it to left field, guys.
Go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
But they're saying that, like what we find fossilized is so. What's the word I'm looking for? It's rare.
Yeah.
For things to be fossilized over a period of time, and certainly even more rare for them to survive to modern times. So, like, they're saying there's thousands and thousands of species of animals and plants that we'll never know existed on this planet because, like, it takes a certain set of things for fossilization to happen.
I just don't think it's a coincidence that every civilization around the world has the same story of these giant lizards that were left in a cave that they had to go fight and kill because they were coming out and eating things.
Right?
And then they brag that they killed them all. Thus, there's none left. I mean, I kind of don't think the whole world, civilizations that never talked, never met, have the same stories.
And I find it interesting, because the more they like do research on DNA and things like that, you find that dinosaurs were really more related to modern day birds than they were anything else. So what if like this was that period of time where man was sharing, the world with these, what was left of the dinosaurs and the birds?
Well, the only dinosaurs that would live would probably be the pterodactyls that could fly to where it was warm.
Yes.
So, of course, they would be the birds. That's how I think about it.
I find that fascinating. I find it fascinating. There's truth in jest, and I feel like there's truth in everything, and there's not always proof to back it up. But like, if they're talking about it, and they've been talking about it for so long, like you mentioned,
We had
it's
these big
interesting.
debates in the Navy, in the oceanographic unit. A bunch of smart guys
Yes.
on this one ship.
The brainiacs.
Yeah, on this one ship. I was an electronic engineer, so I had to hang out with, like intelligence specialists and all this stuff. Those kind of debates happened all the
yes.
time. Like for hours. I mean, what else are you going to do in your downtime? There's
I guess,
no
yeah.
mail, no, you sit and talk about, you shoot the shit. You get to know your fellow shipmate and soldier, whoever's attached to your,
Yeah.
talk about a lot of things.
It's crazy. And, and dragons have come up or dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, that's something that you'd be surprised. That's like one of those things across races and cultures and everything. Like dragons, it's like think about it. There's the Oriental type dragon with the like.
Oh sure,
snake dragon. It's like it's a weird thing, and a lot of people talk about them.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Sometimes I get roped into like History Channel where we like the ancient aliens or whatever. It's one of we did away with cable, so it's like one of the free things that you could get on the Roku.
Right.
And
that's my go to bed show.
Yeah.
That'll put you to sleep. I'm kind of a semi believer in that stuff, but
What about all civilizations seem to have in common also with the pyramids?
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
they're finding them all over.
All over the place.
Well,
too.
see, the one ship I was on, we were doing oceanographic unit, and we scanned the oceans. And it's not a coincidence. I couldn't talk about it for a long time, but now they've admitted the city off of India, the city off of France, in between the flooded. 4,000 years ago, the ocean was 80 feet lower.
Right.
And right now, 90-some% of the nation, of all the population, always lives on the ocean or in the riverbeds to the ocean because of trade and commerce.
Sure.
So if you take the ocean down 80 feet, that whole continental shelf would have been where people were living. No wonder there's no history from 4,000, 5,000 years ago.
Right,
It's
because
all under the ocean. That's what
it's
I think.
all
I
under
mean, we were finding stuff. They found this stuff. I mean, it's real. It's just people don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Is it 80% of the ocean's been unexplored too, or something to that effect?
Yeah. Oh,
We haven't even tapped it.
Oh my God, they're still finding brand new shipwrecks
Yeah.
from 400 years ago, and they're discovering it. So that's a story for another time.
Yes, another time. Yeah.
What a tangent!
But
Hey, you took us there.
I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up because I just read that article today, and I was living for it, and I felt like it tied into Aerouant dragons.
Yeah.
They
See,
do
I
in a
believe in
weird
all. I kind of, I'm in on that.
Love it. Well, I guess let's get to know you guys individually because you are so accomplished individually, and then to bring together and Marshall too. I'm sad that Marshall's not here, but we'll definitely catch up with him next time. And out of the live show, of course.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Definitely.
So I guess we'll start with JD. JD Ozone. Yeah. We were talking about that off air, about your stage name and all. So I guess let's talk a little bit about your solo stuff and how you got into that, and kind of just a little bit of your background, how you found yourself here on the Treasure Coast.
Oh wow. Okay. I don't know. I mean, music wise or how I got here. Which is it?
Well, I mean,
Because
I guess
those are. I mean, I
guess
started
both.
playing guitar when I was like 5. My parents got divorced. My mom got me an acoustic guitar from a garage sale. And back then, there was a book of chords in it, a Mel Bay book of chords, and it had pictures of the hands of how to make the chords. So before I could read, I could play every chord.
It's awesome.
And my neighbor on my senior yearbook, Gary Phillips, he had wrote in my yearbook, said,
Shout out Gary Phillips.
yeah, Gary Phillips. He said, I remember meeting you on the way to kindergarten. You're on your front porch playing your acoustic guitar. So,
Wow, that is
Yeah.
a throwback.
yeah,
That
yeah.
goes way
But
back.
then I went in the Navy, and I played in a bunch of bands in high school with, like Stacy Jones. He's kind of a famous guy now, and Matt Klein, and then Jack Barger. Went in the Navy, got out, and I ended up in North Carolina because I had met my wife while I was in the Navy. And that's where I started up a band called Ozone. And it's Jeremy Dale Maurer, so it was JD in the South. Never was called JD ever in my life before. And all of a sudden it became JD from Ozone, JD of Ozone, and eventually everyone was just like JD Ozone.
That is now your name forever, sir.
Yeah. Well, and then I kind of did it my own. And to keep Ozone without having to copyright it, I just kept it. And I was like, okay, because then back then it mattered on lists.
Sure.
So then it was Ozone, JD. So if you just typed in Ozone, you could find it. So I was like, hey, this is a shortcut. I always made my own shirts on my own silk screen. So I was like, this is a shortcut. I don't have to pay all this money
Exactly.
to copyright this. And I did Ozone there for like 12 years, then came down here and started playing Ozone. And Eric played in Ozone. And then
Briefly.
yeah, briefly.
Briefly.
And then I stopped and just did the solo thing for a few years. And then, Eric was free and I jumped back into Table. Hasn't even been a year now that I jumped back in the band.
No, what's that? It was April, right?
April, yeah, because we were playing out by May.
Yeah, we were doing Manatee Island. Fort Pierce was our first gig, actually.
I'm in that
you
big.
mentioned it.
Yeah,
I love that venue, by the way. One of my favorite spots.
I'm in that fishing, great big stage show. Like,
Oh,
wow.
Causeway Cove, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
AAG, those guys from, I think they're Vero. They set up the stage with the sound system and that, and
Yep.
they're talent buyers apparently as well. So it all worked out really well. It was
That's a great spot to put a stage anyway. Like it's
Yeah.
every event
awesome.
there is so cool. And, I guess it's a great use of that space. I don't know. What was the parking like that? I can't imagine that it's very good. though.
we
No, it
were
was pretty good then.
for
because,
us, yeah.
Well, for you guys, of
Yeah,
We
course.
were right backstage. Yeah,
It didn't seem that bad because a lot of people parked across. They were letting people go to the beach and come back and forth.
yeah. I
That's
think my
great.
family parked, if not rated on that island, that side of the island or whatever the peninsula is. They went over to the other side and had to walk over, something like that. I don't
That's
remember where
easy.
they parked. I was so concerned with
Yeah,
where
we
I
were-
had to park.
Yeah, we were just right behind the stage.
I guess there is quite a bit of parking over on the other
Yeah, there
side,
is.
on
And,
the north side.
When the campground's not full, that's all parking too.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, that was early spring or late spring, early summer, something like that. There wasn't that many.
No, it's like spring. It was that was May, if not end of
Yeah.
April or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing that it's almost a year ago now.
Yeah,
Like,
I always say
here
give
we
it-
are again.
Yeah, I always say give me a year with the band before you can count on it doing anything. And like we've only, like I said, we've only had Marshall since October, and it's just we're having fun. And see, that ties in with what I was talking about with the art. We aren't trying to do anything. We're just playing and having fun and enjoying it, and we enjoy each other's company. There's no drama. It's just so awesome to have guys that we just get together and have fun and play, and
In jokes and the whole
yeah,
bit.
Yeah.
and we're just making music and having fun because,
Well, sometimes those are the best combinations,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're not
It's
out there.
literally the best combination. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm ju-
perfect.
I agree with you, but I'm going to disagree to agree, but and go back to agree or something like that.
We'll go round and round, and then we'll wind up in the same place.
Yeah.
We'll square it off, whatever. We'll just do shapes.
It's just it's so nice to finally have that situation, where we just there's no worries and we split up work and get it all done and help each other load in and out. It's just if someone's not feeling good, there's no, I've been in so many bands where there's so much ego problems,
Oh yeah,
and everyone thinks they're a rock star. I'm like, dude, ain't no one shit.
yeah, exactly. If you're not Miley Cyrus or Harry Styles,
Yeah,
you ain't shit.
Well, and I learned at a young age. My guitar teacher was James Gore. He's Jimmy Gore from Shyster. He editor and I think Guitar Player magazine, something like that. He's really
Nice.
good, right? And we got to meet some famous people because of him, and like ZZ Top and all this stuff. And I remember going backstage, and this big guy sitting on a cooler. And I'm looking around, those are the MTV years. I'm looking around, where's all the topless girls, the hot tubs, the tray of drugs, the marijuana, all this stuff sitting, where's all this party stuff? And this guy sees me looking around. He gets up and he hands me a beer. And he goes, son, I hate to tell you this. You go to the concert in a limo, you ride home in a van. And that's when I learned it's all fake it till you make it, then you got to fake it harder.
That's exactly right.
So now we're just not faking it anymore. We're just having fun. And you know what? We found out it's a lot easier. We're booked
yeah.
ahead,
So
and we don't
much.
even have to really try to book. It's the first time ever. It's nice,
Well, it's great, and I mean, you guys have accolades, like I said, independently. That people, it's easy to vouch for you because of all the things that you've done otherwise. So, and that in no way takes away from what Aerouant is on its own.
Yeah,
because
Not at all.
it's a very cool, fun band. As I said, with an eclectic song list, and
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm about to break out the SY200 synthesizer.
I cannot wait.
We are going to take it in whole new directions. And the sample pad, we're going to use the roll and see. We've got the drums triggered, and I got the new Beta 52 mic for the bass drum, and I have
Great.
to admit, I had an AKG
Oh my
D112, but it was like 30 years old. I'd loved it so long, but I knew it was just kind of like putting out on me. We got that new
Tragic.
mic. Yeah, and it's just like, man, now when he hits his bass drum,
like thunder.
I want to retire my Audix D6 just so I can have that every time.
Yeah.
it is.
I can't go back to Audix. All of a sudden, I'm disassociating.
And then we just trigger the toms, and we also trigger the bass drum. We run that through the Roland, that's the sampler pad. And then he also has 9 pads that we can put any sound on. So we're gonna start. He uses some of the sounds now and little effects at spots.
No, I'd stick with the
This bass sweep.
that one we have. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the pads. Yes.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah, and his drums
Oh,
are just
fine.
drums, but that way we don't have to mic the toms,
Right.
and we mic the snare.
And you get a nice consistent
Yeah.
sound every time.
And then we use an
Every time.
overhead, and we get a great, nice drum sound because that's the basis, and then get the bass dialed in. I
How fun.
just get in there somewhere in the middle.
You just got to tuck yourself in, it's perfect.
It's so easy when you have a good rhythm section.
Yeah.
I can go out
that's-
onto limbs and branches I was usually afraid to even touch, but I know that they've got my back. So it's like I can pull it back in, or if I go out too far, I'll hear Eric doing those little double snare hits. So I know he's like, we need to get out of this.
Here's your
It's
signal. You didn't
time.
know it was coming.
It's time, man. Maybe he's getting tired of doing that beat or I'm just going on too long, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, come on, man.
Sometimes
Bring it on back.
Sometimes it's just instinctual. You figure,
Yeah.
Well, we've been going for about 16. Let's reel it back in a little bit. We can even go lower. You just never know. It's like I said, it's the signal you never knew it was coming.
driving the bus. That's
Yeah,
what I always
essentially,
used to call
yes.
my drummers. Or I've only ever worked with one drummer, really, drummer Dan. And we always used to say he's driving the bus because we would just all be doing whatever we were doing.
Yeah.
My big thing was I would stop playing and talk to the girls at the front of the stage. Jordan, close your ears. Or like people would bring up shots and I would just stop playing and do shots, and he would throw sticks at me. And
Yeah, we don't like that.
Nail me.
We don't like that too much because we're back there already, and there's already a disadvantage. And
Yeah.
all you guys up front, just because you're at the front, or you guys obviously are both great looking, so to put me up there, that cheapens it too. So
Yeah, that was a good one. He does that too when I'm up there talking. I love it when he does that live. for me.
I recorded that, didn't I?
Yeah, that was I stole it from one of your videos, in fact.
Every time I'll say something like that, we play a little bit of everything. We spread jam on it.
Yeah.
He's just
Brilliant.
waiting for it.
Well, it helps to sell it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And see, we don't plan anything. Like their set list isn't really like we were taught beforehand. I'll start with a Jack
Fluid.
Johnson song for my voice. And like no solos are planned. Like there's nothing like that is planned. It's all freeform jam based. Even though it's dance, a lot of it, like dance based. I mean, it's still rock. I mean, see, I thought of this formula when we were thinking of the band, and I said, we need dance music with a jam bass so that it satisfies what we like, but that way the girls will start dancing. And with dance music, the guys are always sitting in the back with their arms crossed, waiting to leave. But then when you hit them with the jam and you go way out there with the solo and the whole band's out there doing like a type 2 jam into a type 3 and back, all of a sudden those guys that are sitting there with their arms crossed, all of a sudden they're going,
All right. I'm
and then-
into
and they're like,
this.
"Hey, yeah, they're pretty good, man. They're pretty good. We'll stick around." And then the next thing you know, their girls are turning around and getting them because they see their heads bouncing. They're pulling them onto the dance floor.
We get a lot of polling. Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of the pulling from the women with their men onto the dance floor. And you see the guy going, "Okay, I'll do it."
What is this, Sublime?
Yeah, like hitting with
Love
Sublime.
it. But that's a great formula. It works. That's
Oh,
far out, man.
And it's really funny. Songs like Pride and Joy, the way we do them, and Kid Rock, it's dance.
Yes, we do. Kid
Lots
Rock.
of dancing. Yeah, we wait till someone says Skinner because that's like,
It's okay. Jordan just perked up. She's like, Kid Rock?
We already talked about this.
Oh,
yeah.
My
we
peoples.
we weren't on air.
We weren't
though.
on there, yeah.
Way to break
Yeah.
the illusion,
We-
Jordan.
oh,
Good job.
Yeah, we all talked about our Midwesternness. Yeah.
That's a fourth wall thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes. Well, I want to talk about your guitar building, because we talked about it off air a little bit, and it's fascinating. And I follow you on social media, the adventures of all these different guitars that you build, at least the ones that you put on, the process.
Yeah,
on
there's some
social
that don't
media.
make it on.
You
There's
know,
some that I'm like, I didn't know if I was going to put that last paint job I was trying. I thought,
the green.
yeah, I
'Cause it
thought it
looks-
was going to be ugly, and I was like, see, I messed up. But see, sometimes the mess up makes the greatest stuff.
Because to me, it looks like it's a little distressed, and like I love that look.
When you
that
move
kinda,
it looks like it changes colors.
really,
Like that
Yeah,
iridescent
because
thing?
I used all different. Yeah, I had like fluorescent green and fluorescent yellow, blue and green, and I put that over a white primer. And then I was supposed to just use black paint, and I had a sponge, and I was going to sponge it so that those colors just came through. But the black paint I grabbed was actually a primer. So when I put it on, it stuck. And I was like, I can't get it off. I was like, I ruined this. And I was like, well, I'll sand it down. Maybe it'll sand down. And I wet sanded it. And evidently, it raised up the grain from the wood. So it sanded all the way down to the white primer. So you can see like the wood grain and all the different colors. And then when I coated it with True Oil, it just shimmers.
It is beautiful. Like the pictures don't do it justice. Like maybe I'll snag some and I'll put it on our Facebook page. But it is breathtaking to me, because I just like that kind of gritty look. You know, like my guitar. Everybody's like, "Oh, did you buy that guitar like that?" I'm like, "No. This is 25 years of beating the shit out of it, night after night after night." I was like,
This is your
I
trigger.
thought
This
about
is
making
it,
some
yeah.
distressed. I thought about making some because a lot of people seem to like it. I guess they don't want to earn it.
You gotta earn it.
Yeah,
You know,
I earn mine. I don't build distressed guitars. So for me, but I could do that if someone wanted one.
but this looks like it's in that vein. I mean, obviously, even if it's an accident, like it's very cool looking. It's very unique. It's very interesting. I can't wait to see it done.
When I just found a wood place here, Stewart Cabinets. So I just got some hickory and some basswood and stuff. I'm gonna do some dip guitars next.
Nice.
I did those a few years back. That's Bucky Covington has one of mine, and
That's great. I'll have to find. I'm sure he's got photographs of it on his social
I'll send
media.
you some. Yeah, he was
That'd
in
be
Fender
great.
Bender magazine. So it's Fender Bender magazine, and it's a Telecaster that I made from scratch, and he's got it on.
So cool.
No one
Oh, yeah, I
noticed, I
remember that.
guess, that it was a Mauer guitar and not a Fender.
Yeah, just look at the headstock.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool. And of course, Bucky. If any of you don't remember him, you've been sleeping under a rock. But he was on what season of American Idol?
The biggest one, fifth season American
Fifth season.
Idol, yeah.
That's right. And he was just a breakout star. Even
Yeah, he's-
on the show,
and
like
he's such-
everybody loved him.
He's so down to earth. I mean, him and
super
his
talented.
brother, like they've been my friends for 25, going on 30 years.
Awesome.
And like they started coming to see Ozone started playing out with Scratched Apple, which is Ducky Medlock, and he's the bass player manager or tour manager for Bucky. But Bucky and Rocky used to come to our shows, and then Rocky got in my band and Bucky was in Ducky's, and they
there's a lot of keys.
Yeah, I know. Bucky, Rocky, Ducky. I know. I joke about it all the time. And Jeremy.
And Jeremy.
So, like Rocky would, we were such good friends, that, he would crash on our couch all, if he was out there after shows, it's like it's real friendship, not band friendship.
Right.
Because we're still great
Cool.
friends. Anytime they're in Florida, I'm at their shows.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Well, I would love to see pictures of that guitar. Or
Okay.
if you have them,
I'll
you
get
can
'em
send
to
it to me. That would be cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a swirled. It's Kawasaki green. That's his favorite color. Because it's like his motorcycle.
Very
I
cool.
definitely remember that one.
Yeah. I called the guitar, I called it Axilla.
Yes, that's right.
Axzilla.
Because it's
Axilla.
green. It looks like a lizard type thing.
But that's also a play on words because you're also talking about the armpit.
Well, I was talking
It's
about
a-
the fish song, but
But that's where that song title comes from. Is it's actually after the armpit. That another name for it is the axilla part.
I did not know
yeah.
that. I thought it was a take on his.
Sorry,
guitar
trivia
being
came
alive.
early.
No kidding. Where were you last night? We were. Jordan was like they came in second place in trivia last night.
Yep.
I don't think that was the answer to a question, but that knowledge
Yep.
could have come in handy.
For
Wow,
sure.
we got it tonight. So
You got it tonight. Before we move on to Eric, I just want to, I'm sure that you hear this enough, but I don't think people say it enough. Thank you so much for your service.
It was my
and
honor.
It's my honor for you to be here with me tonight, man.
I don't think I had much choice. I was like an Eagle Scout. I was basically born red, white, and blue in apple pie. So
Yeah, I totally get that. Still, some people don't take that leap, and I appreciate you for doing it. In fact, I don't know if we mentioned it on air or if we were talking off air, but just a couple of years ago, Jordan and I, we did a Veterans Day show. One of our shows landed on Veterans Day. So we pulled together just a slideshow of several of our local musicians that are also veterans, and just wanted to pay tribute and shine a light on our local musician scene that is loaded with veterans. And you were kind enough to send me your bio and some of your story, which included Bucky and Stacy and all those guys, which was such a cool story. And so I appreciate you doing that. And again,
hey, thank you for supporting veterans.
absolutely. So yeah, and you were in the Navy, right?
Yeah, I was in the
Nice.
Navy, did multiple war tours. So
Yep. And you did mention that you do suffer from PTSD. Do you find that that music and or guitar building, woodworking? Because I know you do other things aside from guitar work. I've seen other projects that you've done. You find that therapeutic
woodworking,
for you?
yeah, woodworking. I love building guitars, but the hardware is getting so expensive. That's why I'm gonna start making my own pickups. That's my next step. I bought the winder, so
Wow.
and since I was in electronics, I know what I'm doing.
And I guess
In that way, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they can't do that. You know what I mean? It'd be
100%.
like, I wasn't trying to be weird about it. It was just like I know what I've read all the books and I understand because it's basically that's why I went into advanced electronics and was so I could learn to build tube amps. And like my first equipment I went to school for had like hundreds and hundreds of tubes in it because they had to have equipment that if there was a nuclear bomb, the EMP wouldn't take it out. So the tactical air navigation system, there was a backup for that. It was all tubes.
That's crazy.
So that's of course
It's
that's what I asked
crazy
for.
that everything hinges on these retro tubes.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I asked for that class. That's like when I was like first in my class, and that's I wanted the stuff with all the tubes for that reason because I knew one day. See, that's something I'm going to venture into soon too, is building some amps.
That's
Just
awesome.
Having fun with it.
It's so cool, and I may tap you for some of this stuff in the future, man. Because I am a huge fan of what you do. I'm a huge fan of your work and the guitars that you make, and I really do genuinely enjoy following the stories on social
Thank
media.
you, man.
It's
that
very
means
very
a lot
cool.
to me. I just put it out there. I just started because Donald Medlock just kept bugging me. You know, man, you need to. Because I built them all guitars, you know. That's how Bucky got one, and Ducky's got one, you know. And they all bought them from me, and it was like they're like, no, we trust you, build them for us. I built them, and they're, you know, it was his favorite until his studio burnt down. Ducky's
Terrible.
lost his stuff, yeah. But he started harping at me about, man, you need to start filming that and just post them up sometime. You'd be surprised how many people actually check in.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
I do. I look for it like every morning. I make my coffee. I put in the booze, and I look. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes
It's fine.
Depends on the night before.
That's true. Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Do you build them to sell, or do you take? Do you take commissions?
I've took orders and stuff and commissions, but I just like doing it. So I'm kind of more to the point where I'm just going to start building them and put my pickups in them to cut down on the cost. Plus, I'm going to build Alnico 4 pickups that, like, I love them. They're like a Saturday Night Special, but Duncan makes them. They're like in between a 5 and a 2, so they're not as tacky as a 5, but they're not as gushy as. So it's like a Fender versus a Gibson. It's in the middle somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna put those in it to get the cost down, and then just put some generic hardware on it, but to standard size, so that if someone, because there's just too many options. Every time I sink money into something and I like buy a certain pickup or a certain hardware, then someone wants to, but I want the Shaler tuners, not the Grovers. It's like, dude, that stuff's expensive now.
Exactly.
It's like, buy them and send them to me and I'll put them in.
Yeah.
I'll just get a different guitar over the tuner.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. It's like, okay, that's why I'm just gonna do it that way because people are starting to like them. I'm building Marshall a bass right now, so we'll both be playing. Like, I only play my own guitars now.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, and I've got them to the way I like them. I like the 0 fret and a neck through. It's just something about it. The strings are lower, and then I hollow out the wings on my guitar, and it gets a resonance that's just amazing for a solid. It's because it's not really a solid guitar. I just don't have an F hole in it. So basically, it's kind of like a semi-hollow guitar, just without the sound hole.
It's awesome. And as you mentioned, like you're still getting this resonance without the vent. It's
And no feedback that way.
Yeah,
None of the
100%.
the squeal that you get from that.
I used to play a Gibson E3 or Gibson 330 and loved it. But yeah, I couldn't I just
you get
didn't
that
understand.
squeal.
I was super young, and just every time I plugged it in, it was terrible. That was many years ago. Well, I'll move over to Eric. Eric, you have been on the scene here for ages. Well,
Not long, huh?
I mean, I say, I say ages like at least looking back, I could see that you've been in bands here well over a decade.
Easily, yes.
And some really hard hitting local bands around here. Odyssey comes to mind. Ozone briefly. So just give us a little bit of history on you and how you found yourself here and some of the groups that you played in getting started here.
I think I moved here in about 2007. I get the dates mixed up. That was a really weird time. And not too long after that, when
I hear you, Ed.
well,
Yeah, because I moved here in 2008, October.
Oh, okay. It took me a while to actually plug into the scene before I met you. So you were definitely new. Yeah, you were new at the time. So.
Yeah, we were both kind of.
Yeah, about the same time. But I started working at a pool store, which I still work at in town, and started to, like I said, I went down to, it's Pip Shays now, right there on Bayshore.
I think that's where I think that was our consensus. I think we're going to call it Pip Shays.
It was
now.
Pip Shays, but it was Papa Top, and then it was Neely's after that. But it was Papa Top at the time when we met, and we just met at the open mic there, and kind of he had your version of Ozone at that point.
Yeah.
It was you,
Kyle
and Joey.
and Joey. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Joey passed away.
And then we just kind of, we had our own thing going on. I joined up with Sweet Release at that time, and then I'll fast forward this one through. So
wait, let's say one thing. This is what ties us together. When Joey passed away, Trey left Sweet Release and came to Ozone.
yes.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah. So the first thing, he probably could have hated me.
I don't think that's what it was. He was at that time, he was looking to make money however he could.
Yeah.
I think so, but he loved playing.
Yeah. And we're all still friends with Trey. You know?
Yeah, of course.
We don't have enemies or not.
I played in a couple bands throughout that time, and then I don't think we did Choppy Waters first before Odyssey, was it?
Yeah.
We started.
Yeah, because
that
you were
time.
in Ozone for a little bit, and
Yeah.
it wasn't that me and him didn't get along. It was the bass player at the time, and I won't even say names or nothing because I don't want to upset anyone. And
there was issues.
he wanted to bring in his drummer, and after a while, I was kind of like started on the side. Me and Eric started doing this acoustic thing with him on a cajon and me on an acoustic, and a snare and just a hi hat. And you would think it's terrible, but man, he's so good that he made that.
That made me better. Actually, is what it was.
It was fun though. We did that for about 6-7 months, and then he got an Odyssey and he got the bug to do the jam band thing, and I just.
Well, a side note on Choppy Waters, as we called it at the time, what that ended up doing for me was, because I had a simple kit, I didn't have toms. I think I had 1 to 2 crash cymbals, I'm not sure, in a ride. So I had a very stripped down kit, but it made me do fills all on my snare drum to what he was playing on the acoustic. So what that ended up doing, as far as what we're doing in Aerouant now, I know everywhere he's going to go.
Yeah.
He doesn't change. All the songs that we've done before,
Very consistent.
very consistent.
Good.
He doesn't change, so I can follow
Yeah,
him.
not the
very
solos. He means
No,
like the chords and the way the way I chunk
Your
and
rhythm,
stuff.
yeah.
I know-
locked in a long time ago.
But as a result of Aerouant, now I know how he jams. So I know the roadmap to get to the free for all and back to the roadmap. So that's what Choppy
He's the
Waters
conductor in many ways.
Well, to
It's
a
good.
point, to a point.
Well, we
As I
take
said,
turns.
the bus driver.
Well, we take turns because, like, when I'm up front, everyone will look at my headstock. I'll bounce it like that'll be a key, like a conductor, or
Baton
he'll
in a
take,
band.
or he'll take the lead with this. Like I said, the snare fill. I can tell just by his playing.
He's ready to go. He's ready
or
to
it's
make
time,
moves.
because sometimes, like I said, we don't play in solos. So sometimes, especially when I start getting weird effects, I start getting out there and I'm just into it. I mean, I'm not even paying attention.
As many good guitarists and great guitarists would attest to.
Yeah. I'm not thinking. I mean, see, you asked earlier. This is a good example. On stage, I don't have any PTSD, but as long as I'm not on a stage with people walking around behind me,
Yeah.
that'll get me. I like keep looking.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah. Well, you're always up against the wall.
I'm
If you have someone
always
walking
there.
behind you, yeah, you
Not always though.
No, yeah.
There
But
are exceptions.
So
very
when
unsettling.
I'm on stage, it's just like when I'm doing woodwork. I'm not. It's like all my thought and everything is focused down to just playing, and then I'm not even thinking about playing. I'm just enjoying it.
Right.
State of no mind.
That's the difference, yeah, with Aerouant that I see, like watching even videos of a lot of other bands and stuff. It's like we're just doing it. We're not waiting for a count. You don't see us sitting there going now or any. It's just kind of comes
Just falls
out the
out.
way it is. Yeah, it's just, and it's a beautiful thing because we played enough, even in the short time we've had Marshall with us, we played enough together that we just gel.
It's
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, Eric. I didn't mean
It's
to go
awesome.
off. I wanted to say
you're
that.
fine.
Yeah, man. It
No,
was your
you're fine.
interview, man.
I skipped through a lot of it anyway. There's not much detail. I mean, but that's inconsequential. When we started Aerouant, that was definitely after pandemic, and Odyssey had come and gone in that time. It was about 7 years of that, and that was a fun band to play in and everything. We started that from the ground up, but it was time to move on to other stuff. And the pandemic kind of accelerated all the other things. So I was without a band for a while, as everybody was kind of at the beginning in April of 2020. So I started doing shit in the garage, just recording along to tracks and just playing along, doing drum covers, but not very professional. I didn't use any mics on the kit. It was all room recorded.
I
in
do
a
honestly.
garage.
I do. And you live stream these, right? Because I do
Sometimes.
feel like I remember seeing some of these, and like like everybody else. Literally, I would just. There was nothing going. Everything was just at a standstill. So any live stream that happened to pop up on my
Yeah.
timeline, I was like, let me watch this. I watched a little off topic, but like there was a YouTube video that showed it was a graphic of the entire time it took the Titanic to sink. And it was like 2.5 hours, and I sat and I watched the whole thing, and it had little pop-ups, little tidbits like this is what was happening now, but it was just this cartoon of the Titanic sinking and breaking. And so
A literal.
I'm not
YouTube
trying to
deep
compare
dive.
you or your
No.
I'm just saying when drum things or music things popped up,
Oh,
I was
sure.
like,
Yeah.
please let me see that.
Sure, yeah, I'm definitely.
And there's a lot of good ones, actually.
There were some great
And
ones.
you know what? The ones that people put out were better than almost every special thing a star did for it. Because, most of them don't really write their own music. So all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to write my own song.
Take the case of I forget her first name. I think it might be Candy Bushnell, the little girl that played with the Foo Fighters live on stage
Oh, yeah.
in L.A.
Yes.
That was all. She did that during pandemic. She became popular doing drum cover videos on TikTok, probably, obviously.
Yeah.
And YouTube, the whole thing. But that's how she got popular. And then she started challenging Dave Grohl on TikTok.
Brilliant.
He responded, and that's how that whole thing came to a head with her playing Everlong live with them in concert.
So cool.
Yeah, see, I
So
think
cool.
that's the real future music. Because, what's out there is what they're pushing for selling stuff,
Right.
products and stuff. That's not what really is going on.
Yeah.
That's not what's really out there. There's no Justin Bieber type people out there playing all these clubs.
Nope.
There's just no
There's-
such thing.
It's a different echelon, you know.
there's just- I don't even know where that would be. I mean,
It's the difference between it's corporate music and it's indie music.
yeah.
And whenever like some people will mention, they'll be like, oh, well, rock and roll is dead or music's dead. I'm like, no. Music's not dead. The radio is dead. What you're listening to on the radio is the soulless corporate people pushing this stuff. And I'm not trying to take anything away from these artists. They're incredibly
No,
talented.
yeah, there's a lot of good.
But like they are like a Vegas act now, well polished.
A lot of them
put
don't even
together.
really perform. A lot of them are lip syncing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I don't understand. People paying $200 to go see half-dressed girls lip sync. I'm like, that's basically just one step above a strip club to me.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not putting it down, and I get that some people like it, and you can like the music. I'm not putting down the music.
Sure.
It's just a concert. That's like charging admission to a karaoke bar.
Yep. It's like a variety
yeah.
show now.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that's,
I always tell people like the music's still there. Spotify for all of its shortcomings, really, in terms of how they compensate people for the music that they make millions on. It is a great place for independent musicians to put their music. right into the ear holes of the people that need to hear it, their fan base, and create a new fan base. It's a wonderful tool for independent musicians, and the music's there. Rock and roll is there. The blues is there. Like, it's all this music that people are like, oh, it's dead. No, man. There's
No, it's
great
there.
artists killing it out there.
People just have to start looking for it.
I think if
Yes.
you go into music to try to get, if you're trying to get paid, and you're trying to go into music, if you're just starting out or whatever, and you try to, well, Spotify, Apple Music, and all that is going to be my answer, you are in the wrong profession right out of the gate.
I always say
The business model is such now that you should know that.
it's a business card.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
it's like it's a sample.
Yeah.
You know, like it's what everybody listens to music on. So if your music's not there, you're only shorting yourself when you're starting out.
No, but I think what he's getting at is that the pay ratio to how many plays it is.
Oh,
you
it's
would
horrendous. That's what I was saying. It's awful.
It's
It's been known forever, and you can't use that as your business model in the music
No.
business. Not anymore.
yeah. You
Nope.
use it like you said. It's your like to get a gig,
Yeah, it's
and then
exactly
and then
right.
to spread the word.
It's exactly right.
Like we're doing an album because we released a single, and then we're doing an album next, and it's mainly for us. And I want to get it out to the jam scene because Jump Radio is playing I Don't, so that's the Fish Network. They played it a few
That's
times.
awesome.
It's a Fish internet radio station. They
Yeah, so that meant a lot to us.
That's
Like, when-
very cool.
I couldn't believe it when he sent that to me. I was like, whoa.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about I Don't. This is the very first single that you guys have dropped. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that I can relate to it personally, especially the first verse. It reminds me of my entire 20s.
Yeah.
I listened to it and I was like, this is exactly how I grew up in my 20s. And then, of course, the hook is like, yep. No, I remember every single morning that started like this.
those words kind of came from my Navy days.
Yeah, I bet it.
That first verse is my Navy days. Really, it is. It's like, I saw the world, drunk.
Yep.
My own companion was my own view, because in the Navy you're always switching duty. Not that I didn't have friends, but you go to a new service, you go to a new ship or something, it's all new people.
Yep.
So, the only one constant companion I had was myself.
Sure. I relate to that in a way, like, I wasn't in the service, but I was an entertainer on cruise ships for years. And it's similar in a way, like I would, do my time on the ship, and then you pack up your shit and you go to another ship, and it's all over
Wow.
again, and you're just drunk all the time and lonely for a while.
Very solitary.
But it's no, don't. This is not a pity party, because it was the best time of my life.
No, I get it. Well, the Navy's a little bit different. You
A little
basically work
different.
30 to 60 days per 3 days in port that you got 2 off. So
Oh.
yeah, it wasn't quite the party scene.
No. Yeah, I definitely had it better. I'm not going to deny that.
It wasn't a party scene. You tried to put 30 days into 2.
No.
That's why everyone sailors get such a bad name. They're putting that 30 days of being dry and sober into 2 days of trying to party.
I think that's actually a party scene.
Yeah,
The literal party scene probably does the same mentality.
kind of.
Maybe
It's
not 30
crazy.
days.
Hey, when the ship pulls in, it's nuts.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Nuts.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I don't. It is available on anywhere that you get music, including Spotify.
Of course.
And we're actually gonna listen to it a little bit. But is there anything you want to tell us about the song, about it coming together, how it was recorded, any of that before we take a
we
break and
actually
play it?
recorded that at my house.
Nice.
And the solo and everything is live. It's a one take
Yeah.
in there,
No
except for
shit.
the vocals. I scratched because I didn't want to bleed into everything singing too loud. I kind of sang it softly into just a dynamic mic, and then I just took it back into my studio and re-sang the vocals through the Neumann. And
I had just enough vocal in my monitor to pick them up.
Nice.
But
yeah,
it was you just kind of, you knew it was scratched. You just kind of fluffed it along,
yeah.
And then at the end,
And then I was gonna do the solo too. I was like, and then I listened to the solo. I was like,
Yeah.
no, do you know what? I'm just leave it. Even that where I hear a mistake or two because there's no real plans. I'm just like, I could sit here for 3 days and come up with an incredible, crazy ass solo. Was it really gonna be any better or worth 3 days of my life sitting there? I was like, this is a good solo and it goes with the sound. Sometimes you
does.
just gotta let stuff go.
Yep. Yes. Interesting. My midweek motivation has a little thing about that. Look at you tying into to my show prep here.
this is Mr. Tire Inner.
It's perfect. It's perfect. You had mentioned that you guys are looking to put together a full album. Do you have anything cut yet, or is it still in that?
We've
that
got a
planning
couple
stage?
songs cut, but we're thinking about going to Raincat Studios so that I don't have to record and play.
It makes sense.
Kind of follow the same format though. Record us and mainly just get all the instruments,
Right,
and then
right.
I'll take the file. And,
Yeah.
Those guys are great.
and do my vocals in my room though, because I got my setup. You know what I mean?
Yep, you know what you like.
Yeah,
you know what you
that
like.
Neumann U87 into that LA 610.
It's hard to
Nothing. Yeah,
hard to
there's
compete.
nothing much better than that, man.
Bunch of gear nerds
If it was good
over
from
here.
Frank Sinatra to David Lee Roth, it's good enough for me.
Awesome. Well, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. I need to freshen up this cocktail. I know these guys probably need to get another drink. We're actually going to let you guys listen to I Don't. This is the debut single from Aerouant. When we come back, we're going to put one of these guys are going on the hot seat inside the Lipton Tea. This is I Don't. We'll be right back.
Rebellious, I may not even have a clue. I've been drunk all around this world. Constant company was my own view. I've got a bad reputation, been the devil of quite a few. Never cared what they all say. Through the bad, their hate got me through. Oh yeah, I don't know which way to go. Was up partying all night. In the morning my head hung so low. Don't care what they say, they never like me anyway. So if you think I really care, as they point and continue to stare, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't. Oh, I don't. Thrown away morality views. I don't believe in the corporate news. Right and wrong always seems to change. Don't you find that very strange? Changing rules to control their views, forgetting rights for their revenues. We all should never forget, you gotta give to ever get. Oh yeah, I don't know which way to go. Was up partying all night. In the morning my head hung so low. Don't care what they say, they never like me anyway. So if you think I really care, as they point and continue to stare, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't. Oh, I don't. They never
I love that song, by the way, guys.
Thank you.
And you actually
Thank you.
you did a pretty great live video from, I think it was the Square Grouper of that tune. Where you
Yeah.
guys
What
played
that
it?
was, or was
Yes,
that
it was a
Manatee's grouper?
There might be a couple, but I know
Yeah.
there's definitely one from the group.
We try to record all the shows, but we don't always put stuff out.
Yeah, I did. I definitely saw one, and I was like, man, you guys, what you hear on the record is what you sound like live, and I think
That's what we
very
want to
cool.
do. We don't want to fool people. It's like that's what you get.
Jordan loves that shit. She always, will say.
See,
that's-
running a studio for so long, that's what I couldn't stand it anymore. I was making a lot of really bad bands sound incredible,
Right.
and they were getting slots and places to play and stuff, and then they get up there, and they wouldn't have the material, and it's like, oh, I am messing up the scene.
Well,
This is your fault.
I was just gonna
It's my
say,
fault.
this is your fault. All right, you guys. Well, we're gonna put one member here of Aerouant on the hot seat in this rapid fire interview made famous by the late great television host James Lipton, a host, of course, of Inside the Actor Studio. So we're
Well, it
gonna
was supposed to be Marshall, but he's busy wrangling up walruses.
yes,
So
very important work though. So we're gonna
he's giving them their shots.
important.
Yes, walruses need them too.
Brad needs shots,
Ah,
Oh,
but
got it.
Okay.
where is it? No, that's not it. I mean, I guess it is.
I'm picking up what you're throwing.
I'll
down.
take it. All right, let's pull up here. So there's a 50-50 shot that one of you is going to be on the hot seat here.
okay.
So we're going to spin the wheel of doom. There we go. Oh, that was a pretty weak spin. My bad. But it looks like it's going to be JD. All right, Jeremy, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you familiar at all with Inside the Actor Studio?
I mean, I've seen it, but it's not one of the. I watch movies, not like talking about movies.
Well, good. It's better this way. It's better this way. I'm going to move the camera over to you.
Okay.
And here we go, you guys. This is Inside the Lipton Tea. Hello and welcome to Inside the Lipton Tea. I'm Brad Brock, playing the part of Mr. James Lipton. I'm here with Jeremy from Aerouant. Jeremy, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I guess.
Jeremy, what is your favorite word?
Oh my gosh, that was like out of the blue. I never had anyone ask me what my favorite word.
It only gets worse from here.
I don't even know what I would say for a favorite word. I mean, I've never even thought about something like that. I mean, that's like off the cuff completely.
First thing that comes to your mind.
Guitar.
All right. What is your least favorite word?
Death.
Oh, yeah. Jeremy, what turns you on?
My wife.
Ooh.
Good answer.
Yeah.
What turns you off?
Very, very cold.
Ah, which explains why you're here now in Florida.
Yes. I
Or
never went back
for-
up north.
yeah.
Yeah. After being in the desert so many years, it's kind of like, no, I just can't do that. It's cold.
I guess
I
that's
can always go sit under a tree and fan myself, but
Yep.
I've been in situations where I was really close to getting frostbite, so I
No
prefer
good.
the heat. Yeah,
No good.
I'll sweat before I lose a toe.
What sound or noise do you love?
Guitar.
I see a theme
Can you,
here.
can you do two answers like that? Is that-
Yes.
Okay, music.
There's very few rules here in general. What sound or noise do you hate?
Crunching when someone eats. If I'm not eating too, because then I hear it. If I'm eating too, I don't hear it. It's weird.
That is interesting. Because I feel like I feel the same way.
Yeah, like my wife's even eating a pickle or something. I'll grab a potato chip just so that I don't get annoyed and say, stop.
All right, hold on. That's a texture issue because you're going to be louder in your head.
I get her the refrigerated pickles. They crunch, believe me.
Yeah, Clausen all the way.
Oh my God, are they loud?
A cucumber is not going to crunch as loud as a potato chip in your own head.
No, but you have to bite the cucumber. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
The chip
know how
goes
it
in your
works.
mouth. You know, I have a big mouth. I put the whole chip in there. I ain't like single biting a chip. You know,
Shut
it's
up!
like,
You put multiple
it's
chips
like 3
in.
or
It's not
4
just
chips.
one.
Yeah, it's like they're all in
By
my
the
mouth at once.
fistful.
Yeah. I mean, I
So-
chunk them so that I don't have to hear anyone else eat if I'm not eating. I can't help it.
Sorry for stepping in.
Do you know
but-
what? And it wasn't an issue until I was in the Navy with just tons of people, and you just got the rude people with their mouth open, and and it's just like you. All of a sudden, I became I hate a sound that I never hated.
I get,
before.
believe me, I feel you. I'm in there with you. And it's an interesting perspective. If I'm eating, it doesn't bother me. But if
Yeah.
I'm just listening to somebody just smack their lips on something,
That's
and
pretty
I'm
heinous.
just like, oh my god,
Especially when they get like the jaw cracking in there
Yes.
too, or their
Oh.
jaw pops.
Yeah,
Oh.
the pop.
Guilty
I think
as charged. That happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
I'm that guy.
We had a talk. We had a talk. It's probably a year ago now, or more, or one other episode was like, I get cringed out when I hear people kissing.
Oh yeah.
Like, and not just like a pop kiss, but like making out, like in a movie theater or like anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, it drives me nuts. But I don't get mad when I'm making
I
out.
see. I guess that's why I don't even go to movie theater. Well, see, I don't leave my house a lot.
Yeah,
You know?
I hear you.
And I'll buy a movie as soon as it's available.
Sure,
And
sure.
watch it so that I can hit pause and go to the bathroom and not miss 5 minutes of the movie.
Exactly. Don't have to
I can
sneak
get up and
candy.
get another Angry Orchard or find my vape or something,
100%.
And I'm still paying. I still want to pay. I'm not a person who steals movies or
Right,
sound
sure.
or something because I want the people to keep making them. That's what people don't get.
No, I think home theater obviously has come a
Yeah.
long way.
Yeah, I love the fact that I know that they don't seem like they make as much money, but I wouldn't even have gone to the movie theater for half those movies.
Sure.
But I buy
But
them
you buy them. Yeah.
because I buy them on my Xbox, and then that if you get the app for My Movies, it makes sure it's everywhere. So even on your Amazon account, you can pull up all your movies.
That's very cool.
So now I never have to lose my movies, and I don't have to upgrade them when they change from the next format to the next format. They're just on my Xbox account.
Yeah, like the 1,000 DVDs we just
Yeah.
ditched.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite question.
Okay.
What is your favorite curse word?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a solid choice.
I'm a sailor, man. Come on, that's like my
Solid.
every sentence almost for a while. I have to really. I don't curse on stage though. That's what's funny. Even in songs, I change them. Our shows are G-rated like that.
That's great. You have like a switch.
Yeah, it's somehow up on stage just because I got called out so many times from venues threatening to kick me off the stage.
One more time and you're out of here.
Yeah, there are children here. You can't say rubber in my pocket like in Gin and Juice. I'm like, rubber in my pocket is offensive. So it just started hitting in my head. I'm like, my brain filters it right through.
Well, at least you know they were listening.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. That's what that says to me.
See, that's what I love. Other people hate going into a new venue. I love having to win people over. I love it every time. I love the venues here because it is such a rotation of crowds.
Yeah.
That I don't have to try to build up a big following to come out as much as there's going to be people there. Your job isn't, I'm not the promoter.
Right.
Like if a venue asks me how many people I can bring, I'm like, well, you can't afford me. And they're like, what? And they'll look at me really mean. I'll be like, no, listen, I'm not a promoter. If you want, you're going to pay me to play. If you want me to promote, that's a whole nother fee. That's like you need radio advertising and money for
Yeah,
that stuff. That's
exactly.
not my job. These venues around here have built-in crowds that come through. If you're good, they stay. And as more people rotate through, the place is full all night. It's really fair. It's really,
100%.
it's the cream. It's like me and Jason Montero always talk about. I'm good friends with him, and we were in the studio, recording in my studio, just jamming and stuff. And he's like, you just can't fake it. Cream rises to the top. You just, in these type of venues, we're lucky here. People bitch about this area. Man, we got everything here. I've lived all over the place, man.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got everything here from the ocean. I mean, what don't we have, And the big amusement parks are only 2 hours away.
Exactly. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything you want to go and do
My
is 2
favorite
hours
place,
away.
Yeah, my favorite place, Key Largo, Camp Penny Camp.
Yeah.
Dive in the reefs there. That is just, if anyone hasn't done it.
It's great. There's
Yeah,
great
they
stuff
even have
there.
a glass bottom boat there. If you don't swim, you can see it, but you should see the Christ of the Abyss and stuff. I mean, this is all around us.
Yep. It's awesome. I love the Keys. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get him started.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
see, I'll talk about it. I love Florida. I love it down here.
It's so good. Now, what profession other than your own would you like to try?
A lawyer.
Really? I think you'd be good at it.
I'm good at debating. I
was
like
gonna
to
say
debate.
you're a convincing man. Now, contrary to that, what job would you not do under any circumstance?
Never again volunteer yourself. Navy.
Fair enough.
No, that's a joke. I say that in jest. I actually am proud of my time in the service. I'm honorably discharged and good conduct medal, everything,
Awesome.
So, but, job wise, I wouldn't want really, and it pays pretty good, but road construction, Jesus criminy, that's just the hottest job in the world, man. It's like the blacktop is hot. Those people are way underpaid. They should be like paid way more.
it's the heat that blacktop collects.
Yeah, it's like people talk about like we should have more people picking orchards and stuff. That's kind of along the same thing though. It's just that out in the sun, in the beating sun, I just would not want that job either.
I envy those guys, or I don't envy them. I'm sorry. Let me reverse that a little bit. I definitely look at with those guys a lot of sympathy because I'm out in the sun too, but I have the option of just running a little bit of water up from the pool.
Right? Yeah.
They're on the asphalt and we're dealing with it's hot, man. I just can't believe that. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'm a disabled vet, so I'm 70% disabled, 100% unemployable. I couldn't do it. I'm sick enough as it is. I rarely cancel shows. I canceled one. That's the first time.
One.
Yeah,
but you were on death's door.
Yeah, I was sick. I was throwing up, and I couldn't have sang if I wanted to. Like, I know I have a low, raspy voice, but once it warms up, I have a good range.
But not when you're.
But not when I'm sick and throwing up.
No.
Yeah, that's.
If you hear my voice now, imagine me throwing up.
Yeah, when he was sick the week before, so in one, we didn't even lose a show when Trey got sick for the day of Terra Firmata. You know what I mean?
I actually got sick no more than 3 or 4 hours after we were done with that show.
No, we were done with the Manatee show. Yeah,
no,
and then we had to.
I got sick after Conky Joe.
Oh, that's right.
It was like we got done with there at 11. I was throwing up at 3 in the morning.
Oh God.
So and then I wanted to play Pareidolia so bad again. Did I say it right?
Pareidolia.
Okay, Pareidolia. I really want to get back there, and we were going back there, and then we had to cancel that, and then the next week I had to cancel. So it was just some flu bug going around that just took us out.
God, and those are the worst because they creep up on you.
And you wonder, do I got food poisoning? And then nope, this isn't ending.
I did a show in Vero and I had a great time. Jordan was even there. Like, I had a great time. I had friends from Orlando that came down, and as I was loading out, I started like getting chills.
And
it was like June, and I was like, oh, what the hell's going on
in June?
In June, right? And so I was like, okay, so like it happened between driving back to Port St. Lucie from Vero Beach. And like I was like, oh, I'm getting sick. Like, and it like I was running a fever. I was having the chills. Woke up in the morning, totally done. I was like I even like text my that night. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make. I had like a farmer's market that I was supposed to go to and do the next morning. I was like, there's no way I'll never be like I'm very sick. Woke up in the morning, like it never happened. I was like, what is wrong with me?
I kicked that one probably within
it took me 2 days.
About 8 hours for me. To kick the initial like purge, let's call it. That's the way this thing worked. It got so bad for me at one point, and I'm not gonna be graphic or anything, but I threw up so hard that I actually injured something in my back.
Oh my God.
And it was more on the side.
Because that's what he was saying. He's like, that day he was like, man, I'm feeling better, but you don't understand. I threw up so much, I think I cracked a rib or something, man. Pulled a muscle.
I bet that's common.
I
guess
that's
pretty common.
It was a muscle because all I did, I literally took one Aleve, and that took that pain away.
Amazing.
Like, that was it. But I was still, doing everything else. But it took the back pain away, which made it more tolerable for me because it literally was, I couldn't breathe. That's how bad it got.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
It sounds like you pulled something out of sorts.
And see, we don't hardly, like, I would rather, like, because I have Persian Gulf illness and stuff. I'm sick all the time. And if I cancel, then I'm just sitting at home going, man, I wish I wouldn't have canceled.
Right.
I wish I would have played. If I'm going to be miserable, I'd rather be miserable. It's not like I can make anyone sick with this.
Right.
I'd rather be on stage playing sick usually than sitting in my chair wishing I was on stage playing sick.
Yep. Sometimes because then it just out of your control, though.
It's just longer. Like I said, when I play, I kind of zone out. So it's kind of the same thing with when I don't feel good. Sometimes I feel better after I play. That you sweat. It's kind of like you get that good sweat in. You got active and you got it going. You kind of work it out of your system.
Well, it's the literal definition of the word catharsis.
Yeah.
Greek.
Write that down. By the way. Write that down. I have one more question in this interview.
Go ahead.
if heaven exists,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
All your friends over by that campfire playing music, they got a bench seat for you.
I love it. You guys are a blast, man.
Can't beat that.
Very interesting guys. Jordan and I, we talk about this all the time. Like, we never really, especially, when we have our friends on, it's different, because we know the dynamic.
Sure.
But when we have people on that we don't really know or haven't met or had this kind of interaction, or more of a passing interaction, it's always like, like never negative, but always like, what's the dynamic going to be? Are we going to have to work harder to pull information out, or are we going to have to throttle them? Like all these things. And, as hosts do, that's our job, is to, make you guys as comfortable as possible and get the information that we want. That's the transaction. You guys are great. You're the perfect guests. It's
Conversely,
unbelievable.
you're a great host, so it just kind of.
Well,
You made it really easy.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was.
It wasn't hard. You made it easy.
No, it's not tooth pulls. We're.
Well, that comes later.
Sweet.
We'll start pulling teeth later.
I have exactly one I can start you on, and then you can go from there if you want. Be recreational with it.
Perfect. All right, you guys.
Count me out.
Well, we're going to take a little time to get into our latest entertainment headlines for the world's most reliable news sources, from the world's most reliable news sources, delivered by an anchor who has just seen their notes for the first time about 10 seconds ago. This is
Nice.
the Jordy Files. It's the Jordy Files.
Okay.
All right. Are we all there? Oh
We are.
no, we got
All of
somebody.
us.
We got somebody missing though.
Oh no! Should I move over?
Yeah.
No, we found out last minute that our producer Derek, he had to go and work his real job and wasn't able to be here with us
Yeah.
tonight. It was too late to
Sorry.
change all the
Thumbs
stuff
down.
around. So we have
I
an empty
dislike that.
seat. Derek, where are you? No, he's not there. All right, Jordan, what do you got for us today?
You'll hear about that later.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we have so much going on today. It's everyone's birthday, so I guess we'll start there.
All right.
So, taking it way back, legendary Dutch artist Vincent van Gogh was born on this day in 1853.
Whoa.
Can you believe he would be 169 today?
Oh my God.
Yeah. But apparently, he only made it to 37, which I guess is kind of a good run back
When
in
you
the
start cutting off-
1800s. Yeah.
When you start cutting off body parts, I don't
Yeah.
think you'll live a long time.
Yeah, it's not going to go well.
We call that lightweight in the industry. I'm thinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Good way to lose some weight quick.
That's the way
Shed
to
some
do
pounds, some LBs. Coming in at 77 years old today is influential singer. Why can't I say that word? Songwriter and guitarist. He does a lot.
it. 10 seconds ago.
I'm
guys.
flustered by him. Eric Clapton. His birthday is today. Sorry, Eric, about that. Stop. Hammer Time. Rapper MC Hammer is 60 today.
I have seen him live.
You have?
I saw him at a Christian music festival back in '96. I think
Oh,
it
that was like his
Oh.
heyday.
No.
No.
It was like his heyday.
He was on the
Kinda.
Christian music festival circuit,
Oh.
and he was an hour and a half late for that.
Oh, great.
We saw his tour bus roll in through where we were at the time. It was in front of us and all the way to the stage, and then it took another 30 minutes to get him up there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, he seems to be doing much better with his Cheetos.
I hope so.
Nice.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, chime in.
No,
if you
yeah,
want.
please.
Yeah.
It's better this way.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know.
Gives
about
me
that,
time
but-
to, collect my sentence
thoughts.
fragments. Yeah. Singer-songwriter Tracy Chapman is turning 58 today.
I hear she has a fast car.
I think so. Yeah. Uh-huh. And that you should give her one reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
One
don't.
reason to stay.
I don't get it. What? Oh, Tracy Chapman.
Blow
I'm
up his
sorry.
microphone there, Eric.
Sorry about that. I was a little close.
Great, just break everything.
That's
We're
what we're
trying.
doing. Yeah,
With,
rock
with
and roll.
sound. We're not actually touching it, though. See, it's the power of sound.
Power of sound.
I'm not really used to talking into microphones. I guess being a drummer.
Oh, yeah,
so
true. This is a new
Don't,
experience.
don't really do much vocals. So.
We'll pop your microphone, Cherry. That's fine.
I'm doing enough of it with the diaphragm and the microphone itself.
But
trying
now
to
don't
pop
you
that.
kind of not want to ever have a regular conversation without headphones and microphones?
I wish all my
Kind of, it's
conversations
like-
were this way.
It's all in your head now. It's like,
I definitely the conversations with my head don't sound anything like this.
Yeah.
So
I discuss it with myself, and I agree with myself often. So
yeah.
Well,
That's
you can add our voices now to the voices in your head.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
there we
there.
go,
Don't.
yeah,
nah.
oh no, not more.
I have been imprinted.
The voices
By
they tell me
JNC.
things. No, that's not what they're saying.
today is also our Canadian treasure Celine Dion's birthday. She's turning 54.
All
Of us, we love the
the
Dion.
collective.
Yep, I spoke. Hear me, for I've spoken about the whole group. Everyone loves Celine.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right, yes, and her Canadianness.
Vegas
My-
residency. Why go? You can't go wrong there.
True. I don't think she's doing it anymore, though.
She
Right?
did.
Yeah, no,
once.
she was,
That's
She's
all you
got enough
need.
money.
I'm so sad. I really
I
wanted
think
that
she
was
was.
a bucket
She got
list item.
sick. Like I think she got sick. She wasn't able to do it, or like had like
You
vertigo
know,
or something. Or
They got a great DVD, and then you got a big TV,
That's
and you
true.
can do it right in your room, like we were talking
you go.
about
We got
earlier.
that sound bar.
100%.
Perfect
Be in
sound. No one standing in front of you.
Oh yeah, no people. That's the best
Yeah.
part, really. Yeah.
But Carrot Top still has a residency. Yeah.
yeah, isn't this ironic?
I saw Carrot Top at the Kravis Center like back
He's
in
fine.
the early 2000s.
I got no
He was
issues.
Yeah,
hilarious.
but it's like Celine,
Celine Carrot Top. Who do we think would last longer?
Carrot Top, clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah.
No, I knew that. I'm just asking you.
Yeah. Right.
Funny lasts longer than music, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, plus he's not offending anyone because his is all props.
True.
He's kind of the only guy that's been safe.
True.
I'd heard this secondhand, but I heard one of the best. It was an interview with Carrot Top with Mark Maron, and Carrot Top was telling him about a bad night that he was having on stage or whatever, and he's like, I had to really dig out my own hole. And Maron immediately goes, so when you did that, did you use your own shovel?
Oh, because he always has all the
Props, right?
Yeah. That one bit it.
Wow.
That one wasn't good.
I
It was
probably had
good.
to- I probably had to be
It was
there.
too much of a thinker.
No,
Oh.
Very cerebral.
Yeah, very cerebral there.
I didn't think so, but I'm gonna file it with cerebral
Yeah.
now.
I
Figure
feel like I
yourself
don't
out.
know a lot about the
I got
Carrot
it.
Top.
I get it because he always had the shovels and everything. Yeah,
That's the joke.
I get it.
Can you hit a soundboard? thing?
Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
There you go.
Good.
He feels better
Okay,
now.
yeah.
Drummers have to have that.
Yep. That
That's the one.
completed it.
That's the one I need.
Yeah. That was it. We're just getting started with the birthdays,
Oof.
folks. Look at this
You
group.
better be quiet.
My favorite
Keep it
artist.
away.
Yeah. My favorite artist of all time, Norah Jones, is turning 43 today. Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I've grown to like her more.
Oh,
She's-
great.
yeah.
That just means you're becoming ancient.
I guess so, yeah. Country artist Justin Moore is celebrating his 37th birthday today. Fellow country artist Thomas Rhett is celebrating his birthday today. He is 32. And rounding out our birthdays today is Brazilian singer Anitta. She is 29 years old today. So happy birthday to all you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
That's the one I heard.
Yeah, big time.
I saw him at Cobo Hall with Robert Trey opening up and Phil Collins on drums.
Oh, darn you.
And I want to say Victor Wooten on bass. It was an amazing
my
night.
God.
Yeah,
Victor
and then
Wooten.
Robert Cray came out and jammed with them, and they went back and forth. It was amazing. It was like one of the best weeks of my life because me and my best friend, one of my best friends, Matt Klein, also had a original Deep Purple with original Bad Company opening for him, both in Cobo that same week and then the next week back at Sports Arena in Toledo. So it's
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah,
Wow.
what an awesome week for
Yeah,
music.
that's
Then
No
I felt
kidding.
it. I mean, just the amount of famous in those shows.
Southern Ohio too, right?
No, that was Northern Ohio.
Northern
we went to
Ohio, right,
Detroit to see
Mind
Clapton, and then we saw Deep Purple and them in Detroit, and then Toledo
Oh,
within
right,
a
right.
week.
Wow.
You did say Detroit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome shows, man. There used to be great concerts up there.
Yeah. He's a bucket list, but I guess he's not doing so hot, Phil Collins.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
heard.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
Don't play his
I
drums.
really-
Well, man, drums, man, they're rough on your wrist and stuff, man.
He just said he's
Yeah.
like he can't even hold his drumsticks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's just
No.
ate up.
I mean, I've had all sorts of surgeries on my hands.
Are you speaking as a drummer?
No, but I mean, just as a guitar player, I've had
Right,
trigger
of
finger
course.
and multiple surgeries. I can't imagine, and it's not like it's percussive or hitting.
Right.
It's the rebound
like-
that'll kill you.
Yeah, I can't imagine. My hands,
The resistance.
my wrist would be killing me after just 5 minutes playing drums.
Ironically enough, a lot of times, for me, it's not the wrist, the palms, the calluses I have. Sometimes they'll flare up. That's about where.
There's a
worst.
joke in there. If you took this out of
Yeah.
context,
Yeah.
somebody's dying right now.
Just isolate that.
Somebody just tuned in, and that's
They're
what
like,
they're
yeah, man,
hearing.
he's got blisters on his palms from his stick.
Maybe Paul from Drums and Rum.
He
He'll
is-
isolate it.
Yeah.
He is
he'll get
tuning
that
in
one.
here.
Yep.
We love you, Paul, and Al Beltran. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
What up, Al?
All right, you got some stories here,
I
right?
do.
Jordy?
A couple stories for us to go over. And this one may be for you, Eric. And I guess, just for everyone in general. We all heard the Foo Fighters about their passing of
Yeah.
Taylor.
Oh yeah,
And I guess they've canceled their tour after Taylor Hawkins' death.
I imagine so.
Yeah, that's going to
Hard to
take
replace
them.
him on the spot.
Yep.
All right.
So
When David Grohl says you're great, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When he's like, he's better than me, I read that post of his. I was just like, wow.
The one tweet that was really poignant, I think probably the way I'd put it, was right after it happened. Somebody said, Dave Grohl lost a lead singer, and then he became a lead singer and lost a drummer. It was
yeah, he
something-
was
I'm paraphrasing, but
Dave Grohl was a drummer who lost the lead singer and then became a lead singer and lost his drummer.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the full circle of tragedy.
yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Hawkins was 50 years old, and of course, we learned that he passed away in Bogota. Just after a show.
uncut drugs, man.
Hey man,
It wasn't the same as what he was used to.
no, it's that's the danger zone, baby.
Yeah.
I did watch the last show that they did in Lollapalooza, Argentina. I actually just watched that the other night, and I watched pretty much the entire show. And he was, of course, on point the entire time. I mean, if you were looking for any kind of indication that there wasn't, you're not going to find it there. I heard maybe one little thing that I can tell rhythmically might have been, maybe that's the sound thing. You couldn't hear it, whatever. But he was on point the whole time. He went out and did the Queen cover that night. Perry Farrell comes out and does Been Caught Stealing with them, which was a really good version, but you can't hear Perry that well because he's pulling the mic away a lot. But it was a good show. You wouldn't find any indication that there was a problem there.
Well, no,
He
they
was full of
said it
energy.
was. They said it was a lot of drugs in the system.
Well, no, I'm not disputing
10
that,
different.
but
But notice that the guy, the head of Columbia, didn't mention cocaine.
no, why would he?
He mentioned all the pharmaceutical pills.
There's no cocaine in Colombia.
Yeah, we don't want. That's kind of like a stereotype. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to fall into this stereotype. List all the other drugs.
Yeah.
List 4 of the 10 and just don't mention the other ones.
Yeah, the smack. That's
It's
the
enough.
smack is
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, it's a total shame, and apparently he's had struggles with dependency for many years, and
don't
that's-
we all?
OD,
Yeah, on
OD
our
in
own
20
things,
See,
you know.
there's something to be said about that too, because whether you pick your nose or you're doing heroin or you're smoking cigarettes or you're trying to lose weight, the success rate is only 5 to 7%. So think about that. You have the same success rate of quitting gambling, even though there's no physical addiction, as you do heroin. So
Yeah.
I think we're looking at this all really wrong, you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
why we're losing people like this, because we can keep sending them to these rehabs, but the cure rate is still that. They can say whatever they want. It's still only 5 to 7, maybe 9% tops.
wow,
So,
that's a startling statistic.
yes, it is. And it's fact. Look them up.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I believe it. I believe
Yeah,
it.
it's the
You're a very
same-
convincing man. We've been over this. I believe it.
I have my times.
And even Robin Williams relapsed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you might have done it. I think the overdose that I remember hearing about with heroin, I think that was 2001 or something like that. Like not too long after he had been in Foo Fighters.
And then being in a band, man, surrounded by that.
That kind of band.
Everyone, especially everyone
Yeah.
coming around,
Yeah. You're basically at one point they were handed the mantle of rock and roll and been like, you guys run with this.
Yeah.
There was that time where that's where everybody said rock was dead, but Foo Fighters had it going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were still doing it.
Still doing it.
And they
when-
were. It wasn't not
Yeah, like I
legit.
remember there's a few
Right.
years there where they were like the only rock band on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
And then all the appearances they did on Letterman, shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, they were scheduled to perform at the Grammys in Vegas this Sunday, where they were actually nominated for 3 awards. But it's not likely that they're going to. They may their representatives said they're still going to appear on the telecast to accept their
really?
awards if they do, but they are not going to.
I wonder if he'll even. I don't even
yeah.
know if he'll continue as Foo Fighters. That was his best friend and buddy.
Yeah.
He
We'll
might,
see.
who knows? I mean, I'm sure he won't quit music because he's an incredible musician and stuff. But I could actually see him almost retiring the Foo Fighter name for him
Maybe.
because they were all so close. I mean, maybe not. And not that if they don't, it's nothing bad. But I mean, that's just from you read about their relationship, and he's like, I just
Right.
lost my brother. He was my best friend. All this type of stuff. It's like, yeah, I can see.
They just did Howard Stern recently. I saw that too, and they were totally loving on each other.
Yeah,
so.
they're like best buddies.
It's
Even-
heartbreaking.
I know.
Even in the last concert in Argentina at Lollapalooza, a fan came up with a painting of Grohl and somehow it got up to Grohl on stage, and he takes it out and he's looking at it. He's like, "That's a really great painting." Da da da. He's like, "I can't put it in my house, but I know who I'm going to put it in one person's house, and that house is Taylor Hawkins." And then they played the rest of the gig with the painting right behind him on, like, right in front of Hawkins' kit.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous, yeah, but
Dave
it's
Grohl, legend. I can't wait for the Foo Fighters
Oh, yeah.
to rightfully be put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming soon.
Shoo-in, better be.
What a shame. All right, Jordan, what else you got there?
The next article to discuss, which
Oh,
I'm
a
sure
nice
you
big
guys will
180
have,
here.
yeah, we're going to go way on the other side of the spectrum here. We'll have some feedback on, I guess Cardi B makes history again as the first female with every song on an album RIAA certified. Okay. Platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm just sick of half-dressed people lip syncing and using pitch correction.
I'm
mean,
not a fan of
I'm not a-
Cardi B's at all, by any means.
She does have some fun party jams.
But
I'm not a
they
fan of
do.
her at all. I mean, I do find myself like grooving to her stuff.
I mean,
Or
But
when
that's
she's
all up-
featured
that's all
on something.
producers.
yeah. See, that's what I was
It's
gonna
all the
say.
beat
There's
and
really
stuff.
good music
it's not
out
really,
there. Yeah, some of them have really good music. I mean, it's good music.
Oh, and the minute she speaks, it's just kind of like
Tragic.
Well, but to me, it's just the live performances because most of your money for most of those people nowadays are made from live performances, and they're not even really most of them playing live.
right.
And
Yeah.
it gets my goat, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like that whole. So this is lip syncing.
Well, like I said, I will give credit where credit is due. Like, if she's the first female that has had every single song on her record, debut record, by the
that's
way,
awesome.
certified platinum, like that's a huge accomplishment.
I
And
would
like I
not-
said, I'm not a fan, but I think that's
I would
cool.
not put down any of their music, like you said. That's a whole different thing than performing, though.
right.
Like studio work is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And it's almost went backwards. See, the reason the Beatles were hated by corporate was before the Beatles, it was like it is now. No one wrote their own music. There was
Sure.
like three parts to it. There were the writers, the recorders, and the performers. And the Beatles did it all. And that's why they started Apple Records. And it changed everything. I mean, Tom Petty beat the record companies with their lawsuits for his masters and stuff and gave it all to those. And we thought it was going to be great.
Right.
But, the overlord corporate people still came up with a way to.
You still hated
As
the
they
industry as
do.
much as Neil Young did.
Yeah, I know.
Petty was.
Yeah,
And then he did a show on Sirius XM.
I know.
Whatever.
If
Rest
you
in
can't
peace,
beat
of
them,
course.
join
Well, it seems
'em.
like a lot of them older guys that were all into the freedom and all that of music and stuff. All of a sudden, here in the last like 15 years, they all kind of sold out a bit.
Yeah, what was it? Bob Dylan that just sold his entire catalog to
Yeah.
the corporate moguls. There's several artists that have done the same. Derek
Oh, yeah.
Sugel is watching. He's supposed to be sitting in this chair, but he's watching from work. He said he's sorry he's not here. We love you, Derek. Yeah. So you know what, Cardi B.
And in case you're wondering,
congratulations.
it's her 2018 debut studio album, Invasion of Privacy. So that's the one
Good for
with
her.
all the
Good. Yeah,
jams.
good for her.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
WAP.
Yep. Get it.
See, that's the kind of.
But it's a fun jam.
As
I
Chris,
know.
as Chris,
It's so
as Chris
bad, it's
Rock, to
good.
make it topical, as Chris Rock would say, I understand.
Yes. Speaking of Chris Rock.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's
Oh,
not.
dear.
We're moving. We're skipping right over that drama, and we're getting into something that's a little bit better from the Oscars.
Yes. So apparently, also at the Oscars, not only did Will Smith bitch slap Chris Rock, but other
It's
things
just funny to
happened.
hear you say bitch slap.
That sounds editorial.
Yeah, right. Some other things went down at the Oscars. Imagine that. Billie Eilish and her brother won the Oscar for Best Original Song at Sunday's Academy Awards. So, No Time to Die from the James Bond film of the same name had already brought the duo a Grammy and a Golden Globe.
This kid's on top of the world,
She's good.
man.
Yeah, she's good.
She's gonna, in my opinion, I think she's like on trajectory to be like Lady Gaga status. Who is also
We'll see though. It's the next few years are going to be the
that's gonna be the
because of
test.
the age, that age where she was
She's a
at.
kid,
I'm
yeah.
hoping. Yeah, I hope she makes the transition and really, because I think she'll do it without having to do like full Miley. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, she doesn't
Right.
like. I love Miley. Don't get me wrong, but
Sure.
she really did to change from Hannah Montana. Had to like,
She put the throttle down.
yeah,
Full
naked
throttle.
on a wrecking ball
Yeah.
to try to prove I'm not Hannah Montana anymore.
Yeah, and at least so she says, because we've had other articles with her, and seems like she has a good head on her shoulders and isn't into all that. Like,
She still lives at
Take
home.
more
She still
off
lives at
and-
home with her parents.
yeah,
She doesn't even own her own. She's a good kid, and I was
hopefully
not.
she stays on that path. and
Honestly,
doesn't,
like I was not a fan when she hit the scene, and now I've garnered a respect for her in a way that I really enjoy. I can't wait to see her what she does.
Yeah,
I saw a
Moving
live
forward.
performance she did. What was that? It was during COVID, but they did the concert in New York, and she headlined it. I'm just blanking on the name of it. And excuse me. She went out with her brother, who was mentioned in the story, and they did a great job the whole time. Like just seeing the live performance that they had and everything.
Yeah, like they're
Was that the
Really
one he was
good.
playing the acoustic guitar?
Yeah.
That was on Saturday Night Live, I think. That was incredible.
No. I didn't see
Was
it. It was
Oh.
it was a definite music festival. It was one of the first ones coming out of COVID.
I
for New
saw
York
some
City.
takes. Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, see, that's why I like her, because she came out and did it with just him playing like
yeah.
acoustic guitar. And I was like,
she kills
see,
it, man.
That's music. That's performing.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm stoked. So this kid just won. She's just won a Grammy. Now she has an Oscar. Like they're on fire. I can't wait to see what's next for them. Very, very cool.
yeah,
En fuego.
yes. So congrats to them, and that is all we have for this fine evening
Oh, that's the Jordy
for
Files.
the JFs.
Good job, Jordan.
Thanks for everyone coming. That was good discussion, good chats, good game.
Yep, there are highlights in today's music scene.
Yeah.
In pop music anyway. All right, you guys, we're gonna take you know what, we're running a little bit behind, so let's
we gabbed a lot.
no, it's great.
We
I love
the
it.
gab.
I love it. Sometimes I have to take like more breaks than I want to because
We're over here
You
like
gotta
being
space it
quiet.
out.
We're like, man, we need to stop, man. We're ruining the show, man.
No,
We're talking too
it's
much.
all
Way to get the
good.
shock collar.
Our crazy antics are catching up.
Well, why don't we do this? Let's put your musical knowledge to the test in a thrilling round of Name That Tune.
Board here.
Oh yeah, you got some whiteboards and some pens, and you're gonna be writing down your answers there. We have everybody. Oh, Derek still missing.
Still not
but
here.
we got everybody else. All right. You guys, we invite all of our live viewers out there in internet land to play along with us in the chats and comments. Tonight's category is Rolling Stone's Best Jam Bands.
Is Rolling Stones, is that a clue?
Rolling Stone is a magazine.
Oh.
But so we're looking
I
for
thought it was like a play on
now
words.
I guess
know
yeah,
that
boy,
too.
it aged me. Now it's probably an e-mag or e-zine.
It's an e-zine. I subscribe
It's
to
an
it.
e-article. It's a blog.
All right, you guys. We're looking for the song name and the band that performs it. So what do you say we play?
Fire away.
All right. First clue. Here we go. I think I made this super easy, so we'll see. Here we go. First clue.
She had rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes.
Chiming in over on YouTube, our friend Danny said, not a fan of Cardi B. Danny, girl, preaching to the choir.
This is unfair. Like you said about our set list.
Yeah.
That's on it.
I might have pulled from it. Here it is one more time for you playing at home.
She had rings on her fingers and
that's
bells
one of
on her shoes.
Not us though.
All right. What do you guys...
You could have pulled that off of our YouTube channel.
I probably could have. What do you guys have here in the lounge written down? Jordan has nothing. Nice. Good job, Jordan.
Scarlet Magnolias.
It is correct.
Good job, guys.
Nice. There you go. Good job, you guys. All right. Next clue coming at you. This one gets a little harder. Not really.
Cause there's a man down there, might be old man.
I used to play this, and I'm just blanking on the title.
Here it is one more time.
Cause there's a man down there, might be old man.
Must be a little bit of a delay out there in internet land because Jay just came in with Grateful Dead for the last one. That is correct, Jay.
I can't remember the title of the song either there, Eric. That's my problem.
No, I got it.
So what I do is I always pull pieces that aren't the hook to throw everybody off.
I just had to think of the title.
I know the band, but I can't think of the title.
What do you guys have here in the lounge?
I could sing all the words.
Let's see your boards.
Down there.
Jordan, what do you got? Oh, she is.
I'm not doing good.
That is correct. It is One Way Out by the Allman Brothers. Together, you guys had the Allman Brothers.
No, I had
Allman
Allman Brothers. You had one.
Good team.
Cause there's a man down there,
And Jay
might be old man.
on our Facebook page got it. Allman Brothers, One Way Out. Great job, you guys. All right. Next clue. Here we go. This one might throw you off. Maybe not you guys.
It's gonna be cold, 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 cold.
Here it is one more time for you playing along at home.
It's gonna be cold, cold, cold.
All right, what do you guys have here in the lounge? It is Fish Tweezer. That is correct. Jordan, you didn't have that one, did you?
It's gonna be cold, 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 cold.
It wasn't Cardi B.
Not Cardi B.
Yeah, so I didn't know. Or Harry Styles
Or Harry
Miley
Styles.
Cyrus. Got nothing.
Interesting trivia: when it was first introduced, that song was called "Tweezer's So Cold,"
Tweezer so cold.
and then they wisely shortened it.
Very smart. Smart. They shorten the name, but not the song.
No,
Never.
Never.
There's a
That
half-hour
track-
version, if not more, out there.
I think
I've listened to it.
this one, the record version, is 9 minutes long and some change. So
That's short.
Yeah, that's short
That's
for
the actual
Fish.
album.
Fish. All right, here's the next clue.
Inside the sky of yesterday, watching while
Here it is one more time.
inside the sky of yesterday, watching while
I think that's String Cheese. But I don't know what song it is. I'm not very versed in.
Or is it,
Mo? Is it possibly Mo?
that's what I was thinking. It was
Get to your mic. What are you doing?
Oh,
You're
I don't
live.
know. Oh, yeah, I'm not even talking
What
about
are you doing?
I don't know. That's
Speculating
either like
from afar?
String
Stop.
cheese or Mo or
It sounded like Mo. That was my first thought, but I don't know.
I don't,
It could
I don't
be
know this
SCI.
one. I can't get it.
It's not Spafford.
I'm going to say that
I
you're
can't
barking up the right tree.
There are two trees that were barking, so.
It's either
Yep.
Mo or
One of
string
those
cheese.
trees.
I think it's string cheese.
I think it is too. That sounds more in there.
I'm going to play it for you one more time. I don't normally do this, but there's no rules here.
inside the sky of yesterday, watching while
Yeah.
I think that's Mo.
You think that's Mo?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah, Mo.
Yeah, we'll go with Mo as far as artists.
It is Mo.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. You have to write it correctly. Mo period.
Mo period. It is Silver Sun. That is the name of the track.
There it is.
All right. I got one more for you.
Very old Mo.
Did you see
but-
Jay's comment?
I don't. I like that, Jay.
Jay's
I
clever.
don't know that one.
In the quotes for your
Put
guys'
it in
song.
quotes.
I know.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's nice. Good look, because I actually saw the comment and I was like,
Good catch.
God, you can't type. I'm just kidding, Jay. I love you, man. All right, you guys. Last clue. Here we go.
when you can't find the light to guide you through.
I had to listen to this song twice because I was in love with it.
I feel like this is a trick question. Because I know of 3 groups that have performed this song. Are we looking for a songwriter or
We're looking for the name of the song and the band performing it
the
in this
version
clip.
you
Yeah.
did?
Play,
Okay.
play it again there.
When you can't find the light to guide you through.
5 seconds is tough. Oh, Danny said, I have 2 Fish albums and neither had that song on it. Oh, sorry, Danny.
It sounds like that.
All right, what do you guys have here?
Is it Government Mule?
Yes. Government Mule, that is correct. Any takers on the name of the song?
No.
Soulshine.
It is Soulshine.
Is
I
it
feel
should have
like
wrote
you
that
guys-
down. I didn't.
feel like you guys cover this, don't you?
No, not that one.
I have before.
Great tune.
We did it in Odyssey.
Nice. Well done.
They got the music pretty.
Thank you.
Very, very good.
Good job.
Very nice.
Very
This is
impressive.
Very nice. All right, you
Great
guys.
success.
All right. Well, we're going to move right along here and get into our midweek motivation. It's time to get over your midweek slump with a healthy dose of midweek motivation. Take some notes, as I'm going to take you there. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to Midweek Motivation. Like it's a brand new show. You guys, my topic tonight is how to motivate yourself. I know, it's tough. But if you want to excel in life, self-motivation is essential. I'm going to hit you with 6 tips to effectively become self-motivated. Number 1, have a cause. Think about things you really care about. And working towards such things can inspire you to be the best, even in difficult circumstances. Number 2, have a dream. But not just any dream, a big dream. Imagine how you want your world to be in the future, how people will live and work. Make it a big dream to inspire you. Realistic, but challenging. Something worth getting out of your comfort zone, which is something that we've talked about on the show before. Number 3, be hungry. Wanting something isn't always enough. You have to hunger for it. And I'm not just talking about desire. If you need the spark again, just look back at your cause and dream and reignite it. Be hungry. Number 4, run your own race. Stop comparing yourself to others. Instead, look how far you've come and celebrate that. If you don't acknowledge your own accomplishments, then it's like always looking at an uphill climb. Pat yourself on the back. It's okay. Number 5, take one more step. There will always be obstacles and times when you want to quit. When this happens, focus on taking one more step forward, then another, so on and so forth. Keep an eye on that next step. And finally, number 6, Ralph Waldo Emerson said, finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Every day is another chance to start again. You are in control of how you take on each day. So why not make it the best that you can? And that's my 6 tips. I hope this helps anybody that needs an extra push. Don't settle for mediocrity and let your self-motivation take you on to excellence. I'm Brad Brock, and this has been your Midweek Motivation.
I learned something.
They used to
A
say
few things.
at the end of our morning announcements in elementary school, when they would, do the little announcements, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Was
See?
what they would leave you with every day.
See? Your elementary school and where do
They
you
were
think
on
I
it.
got this speech from?
Yeah, I know you talked to my
Straight
people.
from your morning announcements. I love it.
But it always was helpful,
Yeah.
to hear that at the end. Yeah.
Gives you a little boost.
Yeah.
You could also say, I'm Brad Brock and you're not.
So, booyah.
I don't
And
have
mic drop. There we go.
All right, you guys, we're going to take one more quick break and give you a live taste of Aerouant. And I have 2 queued up. Which one would you guys like me to play?
I know which one I want to hear, but
Which one do you want to hear?
the Arcadian.
And see, I would go with Victim with Love.
Yeah.
Let's
You can
listen to them both.
we'll be here a while.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah, one of them's pretty long.
Go with Victim of. Oh, sorry, I seem to have a problem there. Go with Victim of Love. That's fine.
All right, Victim of
It's
Love.
shorter.
It is. You guys, we're gonna come back with our shameless plugs. Don't change that dial. I don't know where my camera is. I'm looking everywhere else. We'll be right back. That was an awesome.
Us.
I love that tune, and I think we were talking off air about it a little bit. How like a 3-piece covering a Eagles tune is tough in its own right. You know?
I mean, they've got like 4 guitar players and 2 drummers,
yeah,
Double neck
bass
this
players,
and
2 keyboard players.
percussion.
They're incredible. I love them, but
yeah. When you dial it down to a 3-piece,
yeah, we do it
Pretty
kind
good.
of in the veins of if like Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan were in modern jam bands.
I love it. And it was a very cool version too. You know, like
Thank you.
It's if I didn't see the name, I wouldn't have recognized it immediately. But as soon as you guys dug into the meat of it, I was like, now I know where they are. And I am an offender, a good offender. of reworking songs.
Yeah, make them your own.
to
Right.
make them
Have
my
fun
own.
with it. Yeah.
And sometimes I get people that love it or appreciate it, and then some people are like, "Bah."
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of tribute bands. I mean, I get what they're about, and it's cool, especially when you want to see a band and you don't have a chance, and here's this band that's going to play all their stuff. That's cool. I get it.
right.
But if they want to hear the album, listen to the album. That's how
Yep.
I feel about it.
I
That's not what live music's really
Yep.
about to me. I mean, it's different for every person, though. It's not like it's a definitive definition because I'm saying it or whoever's saying it. Music's whatever it is to that person. But to me, it's like make it your own, make it fun, and play it. I think that comes across a little bit more than trying to do it just like the album.
Right.
And then we were talking about this too. If you're doing it just like the album, that's why when you see bands, you can see them counting and like, here comes a solo, and the guy's like getting ready to do the solo, and he's going to do it note for note. And
They telegraph it.
Yeah, he's telegraphed. He's not having fun and looking at the crowd and interacting and just playing a song. He's trying to do it note for note. And whereas that is awesome, and it takes talent. It's just not what the jam kind of free thing's about. It's
Right.
like you're just supposed
No
to flow.
mind.
Yeah.
No mind.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in a
And
stasis.
feel it. Like what Grateful Dead said, when you take out all the rules, other rules kind of emerge.
Yeah.
That's
An
interesting quote.
from the acid house test.
What?
I used to my biggest thing, or one of the biggest critiques I would get on doing the cruise ship thing is like not performing the song as they were written.
Because that's what that place is.
Right.
Yeah,
That's corporate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and well, not even from them, but from like guests. They just be like, "Oh, why don't you do the song the way that's supposed to be?" And I was like, "Well, the disco's downstairs with the DJ. You can go get them to play any song you want. But this is what I do up here. So
Yeah, that's
There
the
we
difference. The people either like live performances or they don't.
yeah, it is what it is.
And it's not like it used to be. Like when I was a kid and stuff, people used to be in lines because social media took that away.
Yeah,
9/11 took a lot of it away. That killed a lot during 9/11.
True.
Things changed during that. A lot of people don't realize how much the scenes changed at 9/11.
oh yeah,
Like
Yeah.
we were the band Ozone, which we spelled OZ1 at the time because Rocky Covington was the lead singer, and I was just playing.
yeah.
And so we changed the Ozone to OZ1, so it was still Ozone. And we were playing 3 or 4 shows a week. 9/11 happened. It dried up for like a year. That band ended up going away because there was no shows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 9/11 changed the world.
Well, that and raising the drinking age. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
talk about that. It used to be 16. Like in Ohio, when I was 16, it was 16. So it's like, think about that. The music scene and everything was fed by kids going out for music. Then they made it 21. Hell, you're in college 3 years before you legally can go to a bar.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Think of what that did for the entertainment industry and for the bars and for the clubs. No one thinks about that.
Yeah. It's always a fluid industry as it is. And you're hard pressed to find an industry that's as challenged as the entertainment industry because you have the group of people that want it to be the same, and then you have another group of people that want to milk it for everything it is, and then you have another group of people that still think it's the devil.
Yeah.
And like rock and roll is the devil. And they want to shut it down.
The subcultures in music, as far as like just being in a local scene, you find different kind of. There's obviously different genres of bands and everything like that, but then it's funny to find like I remember one time we were at it was you and me. I think it was a Choppy Waters gig. No, maybe Aerouant. No, it was Choppy Waters or Ozone, and we were pulling our gear in and everything. And it was a guy doing the acoustic solo act on stage, which is common at that place at that time. And I happened to notice that his acoustic wasn't plugged into anything, and he never had a mic on the front, not even like a condenser or anything like that. I'm like, oh. And you can hear a clear acoustic guitar in the PA, even from behind him, like going out. Well, I obviously figured out it was tracks, but I was like, that's when that moment for me hit, where I was like, these guys are a whole subgenre of themselves.
Yes.
Where they literally will go. And I didn't know if I'm a drummer. I don't really kind of pick up on the guitar solo act thing. The only real exposure I had was doing an acoustic duo with him.
Right.
But to see that kind of play out in the front of my face, where I realized slowly that's what it was very eye-opening. I'm like, all right, music is so great in that respect, because even though I don't necessarily agree with how you're doing it, you do it.
Right.
And that's it.
It's funny, man. I'm on the exact opposite side of that. People, honestly, like as a performer, people come in and they see my show if they've never seen it before, and like we were saying earlier, like they immediately relate to what I'm doing with tracks, because like, like I put together a show so I do the drums with my feet. I use an octave pedal to run bass lines with my thumb, and I chord, and I use a harmonizer for my vocals. So it sounds
no one else sings in the band, but me.
It sounds like this big thing. It sounds like tracks, subpar at that, but they're, like,
oh yeah, I have people coming up all the time to me going, how many tracks are you using? I'm like, I don't use any tracks.
Exactly.
I make everything on the fly, and they're like, well, what's the beat? And that's what I was telling you earlier.
Right.
In my head rush, I have 3 beats I use.
Yeah.
And my whole set list has 1, 2, or 3 by each song, so that I know the 4/4, 3/4 shuffle, and that's how I do my whole solo show.
Exactly. But to your point, you came in and you saw this guy holding an acoustic guitar and assumed that he was playing it. Right. So for me, it's the
Looked
opposite.
like it.
They come in and they see me up there and they hear all the sound. They assume that I'm playing to tracks. So it's like this culture is flipped, because there are a lot of track artists out there and they're very talented. I could rattle off a bunch of them.
I get that a lot for the harmonizer too. You get a lot of comments like, do you have backing tracks? It's like, no, it's me. And I go, oh, so you're using pitch correction? Like, no, if I sing out of tune, there's 2 other people singing out of tune with me.
Exactly. It is fun, though, when those people come in and take an active interest and want to know what it is that you do. And more often than not, that's the case. And I am happy. Any of you out there that come and see my show and you want to like take a walk back and look at the whole setup, it's fascinating even to me that I was able to put it together, because I'm dumb. To get to play on it is really, really a creme de la creme of my life, is to be able to put this show on in a way that works. So I'm happy to talk about it at all times.
And to have good venues
and to have great venues to play at. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, people don't realize I don't know what we need to do to get people to know the scene more. Because there's a lot of good artists playing out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Soul Jam. A lot. Yeah. Abby Owens.
Yeah.
Jason Montero.
I'm trying by having guys like you come and hang out at my house and put the word out. So it's eye-opening for me, because I do get to hang out with guys and girls that I wouldn't necessarily I hate to say associate with, but like I maybe wouldn't be able to get out and go see or even meet. So for me, it's a really great social medium for me to get to know my colleagues.
That's what's funny, because guess what really killed it? Social media, because it used to be the guitar store. We all used to meet at the guitar store.
Check the bulletin board in the back.
At the guitar store, hang out, you're strumming a guitar, someone's sitting next to you playing a bass, and next thing you know, you're in a band.
Right.
You'd see a punk rock flyer every now and again, but then there's always there's one with the tear off,
looking for drummer.
I need a banjo player, and there's nothing tore off. Nobody's taking the banjo position.
And see, when the Rock Shop closed, Tom, I was fixing amps for him in the back, and Tom literally said, like, I said, well, why do you think it's going away? And he goes, I'm on video, so I can do it. He goes, because instead of doing this, they're doing this.
Exactly.
He's right.
Yeah. And that took that away. Yeah.
In my case, they're not doing this, they're doing this.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that
exactly.
too. Well,
yeah.
But I've integrated.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
I am bored.
Danny just chimed in on YouTube. She said she remembers my makeshift tambourine that I used to strap to my foot before I got into the rig that I'm in now. Man, it was much more rudimentary. Oh, Danny, I love that you
I had one
that.
of those that you had the little rubber elastic. You
put on your foot.
Right.
I still have it. It still sits in my gig bag. I haven't used it in ages, but you never know when
get it.
when the electricity goes out. it's coming back out.
Yeah, before I was using a looper, I used to do everything from hold one of those eggs in my hand when I play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you doing that.
Because I'm always doing the chukka chukka with my guitar, so I got it to the point I practiced for a couple of weeks where holding that egg, I could get that thing really going good while I was playing.
It's crazy. I have a shaker that has an elastic thing, kind of like the tambourine, but
Yeah.
it's meant to go on your finger like a ring.
Yeah, I saw
and it's a
those.
Oh
shaker.
yeah. I've seen
And so
those.
like I would do the same thing. I'd be jamming out and the shaker's going, and I have like I use the LL bags or LR bags, the microphone pickups for my
Oh, so it
acoustic.
would get it a little
So
bit.
it would still get it, and it was those were the days, huh?
A technical question, if I may, because you said you've had people come up to you and ask you about, are you playing to tracks? And
Sure.
that? Let me ask you this: you say you have a lot of pedals and that in front of you that you're trying to hit
Mhm.
while you're playing, in addition to being at the mic playing
Yep.
the guitar. Are you that fluid where nobody sees your feet moving to where they think that you're just like this, like you're?
It's interesting. I feel like my movements are pretty.
Well, you're pretty used to your setup. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
but-
So like it's not. I don't have to
It's not
overdo
obvious
it.
that you're really
So-
doing it probably.
So like and
Right.
like so what I'd use is it's basically it's an electronic kit that I've inverted, and so I have the
Right.
pads and the kick drum. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, 4 kick drum pedals.
That's extensive.
So
sir.
kick
Sir.
drum, kick drum, snare,
Overachiever.
kick, snare, crash cymbal, and floor tom.
Right. Okay.
And then I have my harmony pedal. So really, I have 5 things that I'm tapping with my feet in constantly. And
You must be
So-
very fluid on the hips because you're just moving your feet around like a genie, and they're not seeing it, and they're all of a sudden they're like,
Well, I
that,
mean,
guy's, that guy's got a CD player. I know,
know,
it. I know it. But it's right behind him.
it's pretty good. And like the thing is, people just don't get
see
it.
Yeah, they don't know.
No.
And I mean, you can ask Jordan about how fluid my hips are.
I don't
hips
know
don't
if I
lie.
want to.
Yeah,
I was
we'll leave that.
assuming.
We'll leave that for you guys.
Yeah, that's.
But
fine.
yeah, it's true. And
Well,
then,
and
like,
you're kind of covered up, to be fair. Like,
yeah,
that's-
like
yeah.
it's a
the-
rack. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
so it's really tough to kind
or
of
at least
see
the
my feet.
pedals are covered, kind of. So they
See,
might
I do get that because I can't hardly ever get away from my mic because I'm singing and then I'm soloing, and when I solo, I'm almost always using a wah. And like I use a Helix, so I've got it programmed. So when I step on my wall, I have different programs. I figured out little tricks. Like when I step on my wall, it'll kick on distortion, echo, everything. And when I take my foot off the wall, it goes back off.
That's killer.
And so I'm staying right there, and but I'm always moving my foot because see, I'm also like when I sing, if you notice, there'll be filler words like in a rap song. If we do gin and juice or something, I'm constantly tapping that harmonizer on and off, just like there was someone singing with me.
Right.
Or key words in a song to give it a little bit of emphasis
Sure.
to fill it up. So I'm always constantly going on one, hitting that on and off, and then going to the wall and then back to it.
You do that with Jack Johnson's too, by the way.
Oh yeah, on a lot
the
of
time.
Yeah,
All the time.
yeah. I'm hitting all the key rhyming words that you would have someone else sing with you.
Yeah.
I'm clicking it on and off as I go, and so I get what you're saying. You're just constantly moving and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
like
but people don't notice, and they're always coming up and asking if we have canned music or backing tracks pre-laid out. Like, because I'll have my tablet because I'm a bad head. I smoke a lot, so I'll just blame it on that. So I don't have to read the words on the tablet all the time.
right.
But I do go out there when I'm playing, and sometimes I get lost on myself. Like I'm like, oh, and all I have to see is the first word for the next verse, and I'm
Yep.
fine again. But I'll just glance down like, oh, okay, because I'll get out there and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Because I mean, when you're doing my solo show and the band show, there's like 400 different songs
yeah,
I've got.
it gets crazy, man. And it's the thing. I never get offended when anybody's like, "Oh, what kind of tracks do you use?" Like, it's my opportunity to explain what it is I'm doing and like maybe convert somebody. That
That was my point. I thought it was really cool that they took what you're doing because you're obviously working your ass off on stage, but they didn't realize the extra work you were doing.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. To me, like if they think that it's tracked music, then I'm doing some justice
Sure.
to what I'm doing. So it's working.
They bought it. They bought it.
They bought it. And
That's essentially it.
That's exactly right. They bought it, and that they bought what I was selling, and that was because if
I have
was
imposter syndrome so bad, like that's why I said it that way. I relate in that regard. It's like, oh, I pulled the wool over again.
I'm always saying that, like I'm at the bottom of my bag of tricks. I gotta
Yeah,
repeat some stuff here. I hope no one notices.
yeah.
exactly.
I guess I'll just do it in a different order.
Just when I think, I do have my trusty harmonica. It comes out when like everybody's like into it.
Yeah.
Like I don't always bust it out, but when people are into it, and it's like that's my last big trick is to be like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna do this, and that's always fun.
Or when you get out on a limb and then you find you have to take that next step, and it's a 50-50.
Gonna give it the shot.
I'm gonna have to get right out of this really quick, or I'm gonna stay here for a little bit because it's gonna be really cool. We'll see.
I love it.
Got to see if she stays, lays, or prays.
Yeah.
You know?
And if I can't get out of it, Eric will pull me out. He'll start hitting that snare and pulling me out. I'll be like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not trying this no more. That was not a go.
Snare.
I love it. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to get into our shameless plug segment. This is an opportunity for you guys to hit everybody with what you got going on. What should they be looking for? Where can they come and see you? What are you selling? Where can they buy it? Yada, yada, yada.
Well,
you know the thing.
We don't really sell anything. We give away koozies at our shows with tips, and we play out a lot. And we're about to record an album. We got the one song out.
If you're lucky, they get stickers.
Yeah, we got
depending on
stickers.
our supply.
It's a different game than it used to be.
Yeah, it's different now.
I do have to throw a plug out though. I'm hoping that Ducky Medlock's movie is going to get made. He's selling a movie to Bucky and them, and Billy Ray Cyrus and the Cyruses are involved. So
nice.
I'm hoping that that's going to go. And I told Ducky, because I'm always like mixing and mastering and stuff for all of them, that someone in the movie at least has to wear an Aerouant shirt.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
So Ducky's like, okay. I'm gonna push him on it. I'm like, hey man, someone in the movie's got to be wearing an Aerouant shirt.
we'll provide the props.
He was like, well, at the least we could have like a poster up on the wall somewhere or something. I was like, cool. That's all I want.
Yeah, I want a poster, please. I mean, how could I not? Please.
Oh no, I meant like give them make a poster, like have us make one and then send it to them so it's in the movie. Yeah,
we can totally do that.
Yeah, that would be
some
cool.
screen time.
Right.
Yeah, just something. Help a friend out. You know.
It'll find.
No, they're great. They always. I've been offered the lead guitar job there a couple of times. They're great guys. It's just being a disabled vet, I just can't be on the road.
Yeah,
like
that sounds like
I just can't.
The worst.
And I love them so much, and I wish I could have done it. You know. I sent Scott Gagney from down here up there to play with them. So I mean, I've even gotten some guys some jobs. I couldn't do it. I mean, I would love to. You know, it seems like a dream, but you know, after being in the Navy, I couldn't be on a tour bus or traveling that much. It would.
Yeah. No.
Unless I'm the star.
Sure. Hey, when you live in that pampered life.
Yeah, people don't get it. In country music and stuff, the musicians like go from band to band. They're like basically hired. You know, I mean, they're not Bucky. He has good people, but you know what I mean. I'd be in Iraq. Yeah. I wouldn't have the back bedroom of the bus.
Exactly.
You know, and I would freak out.
Not conducive.
Yeah, no. I love playing, and I'll just be happy playing down here. You know.
Well, nice. When's your next gig? When are you guys playing next? When do we have an opportunity to go see you?
We play this Friday at Filthy's in Vero Beach.
Nice, great venue.
And then next Friday we play at Square Grouper Fort Pierce.
Cool.
And next Saturday we play at Port Salerno Manatees.
Nice.
So that's all we'll give. We'll give them out 2 weeks in a time.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You can go to aerouant.net too. Yeah. We list our shows there, and there's videos on there, and their YouTube. I'm about to probably upgrade to the YouTube channel and get rid of the website. It seems kind of unconducive.
Redundant.
Yeah, it's like all our videos are on YouTube. It's like, well, so for the same amount I pay for this, I can just make that into our website, and it's like it's already there. I don't have to sit there and.
But you can still find the YouTube channel from aerouant.net.
Yeah.
So
and you can search us. We're pretty much easy to find now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no other, by the way,
I know.
no other Aerouant anywhere.
That's what I said when we saw that, and we were looking, me and Eric were trying to come up with names, and I literally went in there, I'd put Dragon, I was looking up in different language, I was like, Aerouant, and then I searched. Like I said, I thought that there'd be some death metal, you know, like Odin and Thor's Hammer and all these bands' names. I thought someone would have Dragon. No. I called up Eric, and I was like, Eric, man, Aerouant, it stands for dragon.
No, you texted that to me.
Yeah, I texted it to you.
I saw it in text first, and that's the way I had to see it. And I was like, oh.
And he's like, I like it.
I bought into Arrow right away. How can you not?
Well, I'm not going to lie, and not to get too far off topic, but when I first saw the name of the band, I thought it was Aeronaut.
Yeah, that's
a common
thinks.
mistake.
And,
yes.
So I was going to ask you, is that something that people say a lot or get confused a lot with you guys?
It's not said. It's not really said a lot. When
they put us on the marquee, it's always Aeronaut.
At Port Salerno Manatee. for the first 2 times we played there, they had it as Aerouant. I'd go up right to the sign.
Eric could go up and
So just switch it around. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm buying vowels and flipping consonants, and I got it finally right. And then the 3rd time we played there, it was finally spelt right out of the gate. I'm like,
Yeah.
thank God I don't have to punch
They
in.
figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Paul Robertson from the Drums and Rums podcast.
Shout out Paul. Shout out Drums and
Yeah.
Rums.
He asks when you guys are going to be back in Jupiter. Do you have any Jupiter dates?
Check that one.
Yeah, it's this month.
Oh, let's both do the calendar thing here.
Yeah, who can answer first?
Hold on.
It's okay.
Whose thumb's quicker?
I live and die
The
by my calendar.
22nd of April.
22nd.
Yes.
Is that at Square Grouper then?
Yeah, Jupiter.
Nice. There you go, Paul.
We play both square groupers. We play both manatees, and we play like American Icon and Filthies. We played Concy Joe's, Taco Tea. I mean, we play a little bit everywhere.
A little bit.
Love it.
Nice.
Our main places, though, right now, we stick with the 2 square groupers and the 2 manatees are our main like home ports.
You got to harass Bob over here at Shindig because we live in. I always say we live in walking distance and then crawling distance back.
Yeah.
So
The safe return.
yes,
Right.
we'd love to have it over on this side of town. Nice. Again, tell us where they can see I Don't or listen to I Don't. And
It's about everywhere. It's released everywhere now. If you can search I Don't or Aerouant, and it'll pull up from iTunes, Amazon, you know, all of them.
Aerouant is
Spotify.
probably your best bet on that.
Yeah.
Because I Don't's actually pretty common.
Yeah, yeah.
It comes up in a bunch of different ways, but
They've got us as a jam Americana.
something like that.
ooh,
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Jam
that's kind of cool.
Americana. Do you have any website or anything for your guitars, for your guitar building, anything like
I mean,
that?
I've got the Mauer guitars on Facebook, but it's kind of, I really don't even hardly post there. It's usually just on my personal one.
Cool. Okay.
Because I should start putting them on the Mauer guitars, but
You are the Doug Irwin of Port St. Lucie. He's the guy who built Jerry's guitars.
oh yeah,
Let's see. There you go.
Nobody's ever heard of Doug Irwin. Nobody
I
knows
forgot
about
about
him,
that.
right?
That's all right. They know his work. And that's important.
Deadheads will, but nobody
I
else.
forgot his name. I
And
didn't
Eric,
know.
do you have a website for your graphic work or anything like that, or any extracurriculars that you'd like to plug?
I do a couple different things. I have Eric Flink Designs. That's my design outlet, I guess.
And he's
on-
done a lot of stuff for other artists too, man. He's really good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I did a couple things, but they're all on the Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. I have a drumming page, but I don't usually post to it too much. But
I
that's where
feel
you
a
saw the-
theme is here.
well, that's where you saw those videos that we were talking
Yeah,
about.
Nice,
earlier,
okay.
Aerouant kind of started consuming us.
Yeah.
in a good way though, not
So
a
it
bad
does.
way. Like we enjoyed it, and it's like all of a sudden all these other side projects kind of like
Took a back burner.
Yeah, it's like I've got other things
Yeah.
I want to do. You know, we're still adding songs all the time. So
I have 7
Love it.
pages to my account on Facebook,
Oh
and but I only actively manage the one Aerouant. That's it.
Nice.
I have the design, I have the drumming page, but I don't do anything with them.
yeah, I do a beer rating page, but
That's
that's
fun.
about it. Yeah, it's funny. I
Invite-
did a cool
invite them
commercial.
in.
That sounds
Yeah,
exciting. Yeah, I love beer.
I did a fake commercial
Oh,
For-
that was good.
for this summer shandy.
Liney's.
It's like after a hard day of building guitars.
Is that all? Is that available to watch?
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
Facebook.
I'm gonna have to find it.
Well, you
I'll
said
have
you
to
had a
look at it.
response from Line and Kugels.
Oh
about
yeah, I
that.
got a response from them.
No kidding.
He's like, "That's funny commercial. Thank you, man."
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, there's not that many people on it. I just really kind of have friends.
I hate
Look
summer
at
shandy, and after I watched it, I wanted to drink one.
It sounds
It's
refreshing.
good. It's a
right?
lemonade
Yes.
beer.
The way he
So
put it,
good.
It's
it
a
was
Weiss
amazing.
beer with lemonade.
Weiss,
Weiss.
or no, it's Weiss.
Weiss.
Weiss beer.
Nice.
X-Fay Einsfight.
Sorry,
Gesundheit.
just gonna hit the microphone like I hate
We're in
it.
a German thing here.
There it is.
Dankeschön.
We did
Easy.
do we did have an Oktoberfest show, and I was wearing faux lederhosen. And we drank Das Boot.
Das Boot.
Ooh,
That was a fun show. We had a really good
And
time.
we learned the toast.
Then we learned the toast.
Mhm.
Eins
I feel like-
Prosit. Eins Prosit.
I was born in October, and I feel like I missed out.
Oh.
That's okay. Now you have birthdays in October.
Yes.
You can relish in Oktoberfest over your birthdays.
I used to go to Oktoberfest, the polka music up north.
Oh, yeah.
The big old tents, they'd pop up, and all the polka bands are up there, and Beer Fest
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oktoberfest.
Oompa,
Yep.
a lot of Oompa.
Roll
They
out
could be
the
playing
barrel.
they could be playing whatever. If I'm drinking all that beer and all the good food. All right. Jordan, any shameless plugs tonight?
Okay, yeah, I guess. It's more, I guess, maybe for next week, but we can start it early. So again, I had so much fun at the Sailfish Brewery St. Patty's Day block party that they had. Great time there. Loved all of them. First time I helped them work the event. They are having their 9th anniversary party on April 9th, a Saturday, a block party type situation again. I will be working. So come say hi, support local, have a delicious beer, downtown Fort Pierce.
Give Jordy a high five.
Yeah, give me a five spot, high five, whatever. Yeah.
High five or $5.
Yeah,
I mean,
or
whatever you want to
$5,
do.
or both. And yeah, come out, say hi. It should be fun. And yeah, I don't know if I'll be, food running, bar backing, or bartending. or some combination of all of it. So it'll be a surprise.
Nice. Yeah. I love it. Awesome. Yeah, go out and see Jordy and support local.
Yes.
Awesome.
We love them there.
Shout out Sailfish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, there it is. There's even little pictures of what all those noises are, and I still can't
They're
see
kind
it.
of worn off.
I'm going to look for those eye drops that you're talking about to solve my eye problems here.
Man.
You don't-
I'm interested in that too, but I'll let you do it first.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't try it yet.
Yeah.
He brings a good point.
You first.
Hey,
You first.
I'll try it. I'll try it.
Oh, he's taking one for the team.
I'm going to take one
Okay.
for the team.
There we go.
All right, let me get my shameless plugs in here. You guys, as always, we appreciate you all hanging out with us live out there in internet land. You can relive all of this magic and all of our past shows wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can see our beautiful mugs in glorious HD on YouTube and on our free Jams and Cocktails Roku channel. Give us 5 stars. We love that. We love that. Please rate it.
Cinco.
It's so good. Cinco. Shout out to our sponsors and partners at Code Rum. Yes. TC. What were you going to say, Jordan? Anything?
I don't know. I was just going to.
Crack a joke?
I was going to do a yes with you, but
Oh.
the moment was over. I thought you were going to make it more of a. No, carry on.
Okay. TCNightlife.com, the end-all, be-all entertainment calendar here on the Treasure Coast. We
Shout
love
out
you guys.
Yep.
Yep. Todd and Laura, you guys are
And
amazing.
Laura, sorry.
Come visit us soon.
Yeah, please.
Or
Or
let us
we'll
come
come and visit
visit
you.
you.
Yeah. The Sneaky Tiki, Hop Life Brewing, Treasure Coast Entertainment, Snorkel Corn Entertainment, Paul at the Drums and Rums, and Ben and Hector at the 561 Music Podcast. Please support our friends who support us and support local whenever you can. Speaking of our friends at 561 Music Podcast, they are... see,
I was thinking that. I was like, oh, I'm going to plug that after. Got it. Good.
they are throwing their very first music festival at Matthews Brewing in Lake Worth on Saturday, this coming Saturday. That would be April 2nd in the year of our Lord 2022, in case you're listening to the show 100 years from now. Tons of great
Everyone
music.
had their own TV channel.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know this is the year of the Lord, too.
Yes.
It's enlightening.
Yes. AD. Yes. Anno Domini, year of our Lord.
Okay.
Tons of great music, you guys. Tickets are available at 561musicfestival.com, and the event kicks off at noon on Saturday. You can also come out and see one of my one-man band shows this weekend, but not Saturday. You can see all my dates at bradbrock.com. It is Pirate Day at the Sneaky Tiki on Sunday. So come hang out with me and the Misfit Pirates and be the scallywag you always wanted to be. A brand new plug. I know I repeat a lot of plugs, but this is a new plug. You talked and we listened. We're putting together a bigger variety of podcast sponsorship opportunities. I know we've only had a couple big options, so we're making it a little easier to get involved and support us and the show. So look out for details coming on that. We love you guys. Thank you for wanting to pitch in. It's very, very cool, and we're going to get you to be able to do that. I just have to set it up. I'm lazy.
No.
I need
You just
some-
need more
I
time.
need
There
some-
needs more hours in the day.
Don't
Yes.
beat yourself up.
Yeah.
I just
you
need
do
s-
a lot.
I need some midweek motivation. You guys.
Just follow your 6 steps. You'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that actually does it for my shameless plugs. Thank you.
Is that the current affair
Maybe.
song? I don't know. It's a copyright thing.
We'll see if I get sued. No.
Anyway. No, I said current fare.
Yes, current fare.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Did you guys have a good time here tonight?
I had a good
Absolutely.
time.
Awesome. I love
we had
that.
a great time too with you guys. Thank you for coming.
So fun.
It was
so fun. Give it up, you guys, once again for our special guest this evening, Eric JD from Aerouant. I'm sorry, I said Aerouant.
Oh, you said it, see?
Aerouant. I had it in my
Or
head.
Aerouant. Either
Yeah.
your rich
Aero-
aunt or aunt. I don't.
Yeah.
Either way.
Aerouant.
You got to think aunt and uncle, or aunt.
Aerouant.
Usually, how I tell people it is,
Okay.
it's arrow like arrow,
Right.
and then want like I want.
Aerouant.
Ah.
Arrow
Oh,
want.
that actually makes it much easier.
It's a little more phonetical, I think.
Aerouant.
That
Yeah.
does. I didn't even think about that. Good one.
I've been saying this since we started it a
I've
year
never
ago,
heard
almost.
You know how I am,
Brilliant.
man. I'm off in another world.
Aerouant.
I think
Now I got
my
it.
pitch to you started with the same. It's pronounced. I put it in parentheses. If you look back, I think I put it like arrow dash want.
Want.
It's an easier way to
I
say
didn't
it.
even think about that. That's good. That's good. It's close.
Oh, now,
That works.
now I'm going to go
Thanks,
back and I'm
boss.
going to read through this.
Can I get a promotion, pay raise? What am I
Yeah,
at?
right?
Well, we're full partners,
Oh,
so
right.
you know, I guess there's no way to get a raise or a promotion with us.
You know what? I'll just go spend it on a limo and we'll see what happens.
There you go. I know a guy. We have a very small destruction crew tonight, so give it up for Jordan. Holding it down. All right, you guys, join us next week for another evening of chaos and mayhem, because we don't have proper guests, so we'll probably do something crazy. I don't know. We've been talking an awful lot about getting like a paintball gun and doing a trivia where you get nailed with a paintball gun.
We have?
Here in the new lounge, we have just outside here a huge backyard to like do outside shenanigans.
Have
So
you
we can
ever
like
been
make
hit
a
with a
mess out
paintball?
there.
Have you ever been hit with a paintball?
Oh my god, yeah,
They
a
hurt.
million
Yeah,
times.
Yeah, they hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
I'm glad we made it in this week.
Yeah, see?
Right.
I don't think I'd be going for being shot.
I'm not cool with that at any level.
Well, we have to step it up because
How
on
about we have target practice at like a board, not at each other?
I
That
think
sounds
he's saying
more
if
That
you get it
doesn't-
wrong. I think he's like, if you get it wrong, you get shot with a paint pellet gun. It's like, whoa, boy.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's kind of like that.
I don't want to
So
lose.
we sometimes do a segment called Truth Hurts Shock Collar Trivia, and we actually strap
yeah,
dog
yeah.
collars, and Jordan asks the questions and controls the remote, and you get it wrong, we get a little jolt. It's wonderful.
no.
Again,
It
I'm
only
glad
goes
that
up-
we're here tonight.
Yeah, it only goes up to level 99. It's not that bad.
Only
Yeah,
No.
the dogs take it.
we
It's
usually
fine.
we
Yeah.
usually get to about 20, and it's like, okay, I'm done with this. Let's get on with it.
Oh, in that case, let me get level 98 because I'm not a wuss.
There you go. You and Derek would get along great.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Derek,
Also,
yeah.
next week, we're going to give you our review of the John Mayer concert. I'm sure it'll be great, unless it's terrible. So we'll
course.
find out.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to go and see him on Saturday night. We are making a pit stop at 561 Music Festival. So it's going to be a nice long day for us on
Lots of
Saturday,
music.
Jordan.
Lots of music.
Lots of music. Until
Rest
then, you
up.
guys, drink some water, release the dragon within.
Oh.
And take care of yourselves and each other. Broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge, I'm Brad Brock. We love you. Good night.